Blog Talk Radio.
10 years ago, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire
LCS Hockey.
Call-in show that doesn't take callers. It is the LCS Hockey Radio Show. Brought to you, as always, by BackpagePress.com and by the #1 non-updated hockey site in all the land, LCSHockey.com. LCS, allergic to shellfish. All right, Mike Dell, we got a quick monologue here. Bing and bang and boom, and we're done. In a recent interview, Lady Gaga says that the devil is haunting her dreams. The devil says, right back at you. Back at you. You know, because of the meat and all that.
Yeah, she's scary.
Yeah. I'd hear her, though. I'm telling you. Yeah, she was on my
list. That is ridiculous.
All right, here we go. Mike Dell. Joke number 2. Coming off her success at the Grammys, Adele saw the biggest boost in album sales in the award show's history. After her appearance, the singer saw a 207% increase in record sales. Or to put it in terms of Adele, 638 pounds.
Now, why do you always have to make fun of her weight?
I don't know. You know, like, I'm sure she's nice and shit, but it's just like they play her so much. Like, she's the greatest, you know, the new Aretha Franklin is here, you know, Adele. Let's all just worship her. And they just
so you figure what you'll do is you'll give her an eating disorder. I don't think so.
What do you mean give her? She's got. I'm trying to maybe throw the gear shift in reverse. All right, Mike, we got one more. This one is what we like to call, choose your own punchline. I know you love them.
I love these. All right,
yeah. I don't think you're going to love these. All right, here we go. Last Saturday at the Cartoon Network's Hall of Game Awards, David Beckham was named Best Dressed, while for the 10th straight year, Worst Dressed went to Tina Fey's penis. Penis.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay. Well, you're really going to hate this one then. Or, Mike Dell, last Saturday at the Cartoon Network's Hall of Game Awards, David Beckham was named Best Dressed, while for the 10th straight year, Worst Dressed went to Kurt Cobain's corpse.
Yeah, I really don't like that one. Is there an option C?
No, it's one or the other.
Yeah, I'll take an incomplete.
No, you got to pick one, Mike Dell. It's just the law. Yeah. All right. So yeah, big show tonight, Mike Dell. Cousin Brandon's going to come on. Apparently, I put 1-to-1 odds that he would quote unquote fall asleep tonight. So you guys are doing some top 11 days in the history of the world that you wish you could have partaken in or witnessed, observed.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic. We'll get into it when Brandon gets here. But, yeah.
All right. And then, we'll talk to the Ed. And then in the last half hour of the show, big stuff, Mike Dell.
And what would that be, the big stuff?
Wrapping it up early.
Wrapping it up early. Because we had a conversation, as we often plan the shows, in great detail. And I believe your exact words were, let Larry handle it. And you referred to yourself in the third person. Larry's got this.
Yeah.
I think it was what your exact words. Larry's got this.
I think I did say that. Yeah, I think I said, Larry's got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You relax, is what I said.
Yeah.
And
so I was going to try and put something together on Malcolm X and his assassination. And you're like, no. Mike, don't worry. Larry's got it.
Yeah.
So what do you have planned?
I told you, wrapping it up early.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. All right, here we go,
Mike. Is Brandon here?
Brandon!
Hello? I wondered where Jerry bought his pantyhose. What is wrong with you? That's horrible. How do you call yourself a man? Holy hell, I need to have these women.
Nemeshek. How's it going, buddy?
It's going well. How are you fellas?
I don't think you've been on the show since your music review episode, right? The best music
I
of
had to take some time to
2011.
myself. I was saddened by the response. I was upset.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Some time. You know what I've done since then, by the way? I've spent every waking moment listening to the sandwiches.
Yeah.
Fuck the sandwiches.
The sandwiches. No one's going to soon forget the sandwiches.
That's all I did since then.
Yeah.
Exactly what I did.
Well, it's good to have you back, you know?
Well, I thought about not coming. You know, especially I heard I think it was last week's show when our pal from the T-shirt fella from
Backpage Press, Corey
Backpage Press, who came on and mentioned, too, how shameful my music taste was. But I'll tell you what, I've spoken with him via the email. He's a nice fella.
Yeah,
really
he's a great guy.
Yeah, so it was nice to hear him on the show. That's for sure.
Yeah, and there are
show.
rumors going around that he's working on a Cousin Brandon T-shirt. So
That's what I hear. In fact, I'm the one I got to admit, I may have put that bug in his ear. When the two of us were talking, I was like, is there any chance that something like that might happen? And, you know, he was very gracious and said, oh, well, you know, let me check out the blog. Let me find out what you're all about. I told him, I'm just like, put a High Life on a shirt. We're done. So,
yeah. We'll see what he comes up with. But it's always great pleasure to have you on the show, Brandon. And we should also mention that right now at this very moment, Larry, I don't think you're aware of this, there's an opening in our 30-team baseball league. And we need to bring in a new owner.
Wait a minute. By the way, okay, why in the hell is Larry not the 30th team?
Because Larry had a team and he dropped out.
I know that. Why did he drop out?
I'm just tired of it. I'm bored. It's too
Why?
much.
What are you talking
it's too
about?
much. Every day
Too
it's
much?
rules.
So what?
There's the rules committee.
Oh, what's it take you 5 minutes away from listening to Hootie that you can't go set your lineup? For God's sake, man.
It's just everybody cares so much, and I couldn't care any less about it. Like I don't care.
Can I tell you
starting
something?
pitcher role and
as much as I respect the job that Mike Dell does as commissioner of this league, I don't know a good goddamn what a Vaughn is or what a I don't know what any of this sneaky. I don't know what the categories mean. I don't give a goddamn. All I do is get good players, try to anyway, and put them in my lineup. That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't have those either.
30-team league, 10 categories for hitting, 10 categories for pitching. And Larry, you'll be happy to know that Jim Ivino has taken over your team and pretty much driven it right into the ground. So.
Does he even do anything?
Delightful.
Yeah, he tries. But yeah, it's
oh,
not
really?
working out so well.
He does.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to make a trade with me.
Of course. Everyone does.
That's what everybody needs to do.
But Larry, the point of all this is we have an opening in our league, and 3 candidates are up for approval. 2 from the message board kids, Killer Angel and MJA, and then the third is Mitch the Masturbator, Brandon's brother.
Huh. Now, I got to tell you, I automatically, right off the bat, I roll MJA out. Gone.
Oh, really?
No doubt. Yeah, because listen, this kid only shows up once in a blue moon. He was in my 16-team fantasy football league, and after, like, week 2, we never saw him again.
All right, well, he's done. Because you know
you
know where my alliance is laying, you know where I voted for this. And, by the way, made a compelling case, I thought, for Mitch the Masturbator. So.
Yeah, Mitch is
I
leading the
put
vote
in my
right
email.
now.
He will wear short shorts if properly paid.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I never met Mitch, but yeah, he was supposed to be on the show many a times. We've talked about having him on here, so I'm sure he's a nice kid and all. But I got to tell you, the Killer Angel, he's a nice kid. He's a nice guy.
Nice kid.
So if I get a vote, I'm voting for him.
Well, maybe somebody's busy masturbating.
We'll see. But this team's terrible anyway. I don't know why anyone would want this team, to take over.
Who's like the guy on that team, whether it be batting or pitching?
Michael Pineda, the Yankees.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't even know who
That's
that is.
strong. He's young. He's pitching for the Yankees now. That's a strong. It's a strong.
Potential ace to anchor the rotation.
That's right.
What about
That's about it. You don't want to see their lineup though. Yeesh.
What about Clint Barmies? Anybody got him?
Someone has them, yeah.
Who the hell wants Clint Barnes to go? He's playing for the Pirates now, right?
But he's their starting
Right.
shortstop.
So is A.J. Burnett.
In a 30-team league, everyone needs a starting shortstop somewhere. So.
Let me ask you a question about that. The goddamn Pirates won't spend a fucking cent to keep or get any. So what do they do? They're going to trade to get A.J. Burnett? I mean,
trade.
Please. What are you talking about? They gave up 2 minor leaguers to get A.J.
No,
Burnett.
big deal. They got 1,000 of them guys.
Yeah.
But that's my point. This is a team that doesn't spend money. They don't get these high price tag big name players. So what? That's who you're going to bring in. That's your stopper. That's the answer.
It's the beginning.
Maybe 5 years ago.
Oh please, exactly. That's right. When somebody could have done something with him. Now he's a washed up head case.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Pittsburgh. You've done it again.
Yeah, the Yankees couldn't straighten them out, but I bet Pittsburgh is.
Exactly. Look at the stable of great pitching they've had in the last few years.
Mm.
Maybe Jeff Carson is going to get them on the right page.
Mm.
Don't you badmouth Jeff Carson's on this show,
Oh, please. Hey, listen, you
Larry
got a
loves the
fantasy
Pirates.
baseball team, and then you can tell me.
Yeah, he hates fantasy baseball. He hates sports, but he loves the Pirates. I don't know. I can't.
That's
explain
exactly right. Well, you know what? Actually, that kind of makes
Carson is
sense.
a good
Yeah, it does.
pitcher.
Actually, the Pirates are on the team. Yeah.
You guys are both dicks.
Yeah. All right. Well, Brandon, anything else going on you'd like to talk about before we get into the big top 11 list?
No.
No. All right. Well,
I will say this, by the way. No. I will tell you this. I was just in Pittsburgh a week and a half ago.
Yeah, and once again, we didn't get together. Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You know what? I'm starting. I may be convinced that the two of you don't live in Pittsburgh. I'm starting
we
to
don't.
think. Or better yet, maybe you hate Jews. Maybe you hate
Well, no, I live in Greensboro, like 40 minutes away. How far away from Pittsburgh do you live, Larry?
From downtown, I'm about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I never.
I wasn't even downtown. I was in the Swissvale Regent Square area. I was in that part of the.
But
here's there.
But Brandon told me something in an email. He spoke very critically of a Pittsburgh icon and an iconic
it's terrible.
restaurant.
You're talking about the Primanti brothers. Listen, that place is, look, it's a novelty at best. It's like, hey, we're going to put our fries and our coleslaw on a sandwich, and you can eat it. Look, it's white bread with fries that taste of nothing but starch. They're dry as shit, and then the coleslaw's got no flavor. It's barely wet. I mean, and we had that on a fish sandwich. It was like eating dry on dry on dry on starch on dry. It was not good.
No, I can't comment because I've never had it. Larry, have you ever eaten a Primanti sandwich?
Primanti sandwiches can suck my shaved balls.
Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly right.
So much.
Now, listen, have either of you fellas ever been to Philadelphia and had a real cheesesteak?
No, I don't want to go to Philadelphia. It's awful there.
Either one of you? Not even you, Larry. You've not had a cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
No, not in Philly.
Have you left your house?
One time. I think that was like 2004.
Well, going down to the 7-Eleven for the greatest of best of Hootie or whatever that is on audio cassette. It does not.
With a little love and some tenderness.
You're a disgusting human being.
But how did you like Pittsburgh otherwise?
Pittsburgh's great. I love Pittsburgh. I think it's a great town.
Blows.
It is. That is so not true. It's a great town. And by the way, Pittsburgh, I think, was just voted. Wasn't it recently voted? It was like the coolest town or the best town in the country or something along those lines.
I think the only thing worse than the Primanti brothers is Pittsburgh.
That is not true. It's a great place. You're spoiled because you live there. Listen, I remember like when I was in college, there was some kid, this is well before I lived there, but some kid who's like, Chicago's lame. Chicago's who was from Chicago. I'm like, are you fucking high, man? There's no way. And then I went and moved out there. Chicago's the greatest. What a dick. I think sometimes we just take it for granted because we come from these places and don't realize how cool it is.
Well, what's cool about Pittsburgh, though?
What do you mean? What's not cool about it? It's blue-collar, real people. It's a great sports town. There's good restaurants out there. There's good shows that come through. It's got a lot of character. It's great. It's a good town.
No, I don't know. There's good shows that come through. Yeah, like every once in a while there'll be like some like Broadway blockbuster that will come through for like.
I'm not talking about a goddamn Broadway musical. I'm talking about a band that plays music. You wouldn't know anything about that.
Please, every band of you is great. I haven't found a band besides Hootie that you don't like.
You're right. I love the Natalie Merchant. By the way, when you're done, I'll send you back your CDs. I just got through listening to them.
Hey, Brandon, speaking of which, maybe the next time you're on, we'll do the top 11 songs of the 2000s. because I'd be interested to see what Larry comes up with for that.
Let me moderate that. You two do the list. I'll sit in.
Yeah, you'll be the judge.
Why?
Yeah.
The sandwiches went around in the 2000s?
That's fine. But let me tell you what, you both lose, but Larry loses more. How about that? That's the answer already. And in fact, that's not even true. Larry just loses. Because I know at least you're going to have some
I'll have some good bands
white
on
stripes
there.
and stuff like
well,
that.
I'll like bar myself from picking the white stripes or the raconteurs or anything.
All Larry's going to have is Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Tom Spotty once told me the world is gonna roll.
I'm going to kill myself. Let's do this list.
All right.
Listen. Well, go ahead. You introduce.
Well, hit the music. Hit the music.
The numbers all go to 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
LCS Hockey, top 11.
11!
Hey
Top
now,
11.
you're an all-star. Get the game on. Go
Now,
play.
Larry, we should mention this top 11 idea, which I love, by the way. It was submitted by a loyal listener of the show.
Oh, really? I thought this was Brandon's idea.
No.
I wish it was my idea. I thought it was a great one.
Yeah, it was submitted by a young woman named Melissa Debbie Poe, which I think is an alias. I don't really believe that's her real name. But she wrote me a lovely letter in crayon, and she said that her high school class... In crayon, in her high school class, they sit around and they listen to our show, and they come up with top 11 ideas, and they play like top 11s at home, like a little home game, and one of them came up with this idea.
What kind of young woman is writing you notes in crayon?
Yeah, it was very strange, I admit. And she also said she had a couple postscripts to the note. P.S. Why do you insist on calling Cousin Brandon when he's not your cousin? And P.S.S. I think Larry is sexy, which I think is odd.
Straight.
Yeah.
Now, you said this is a high school kid?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh. See, I like where this is going. High school kids sitting around talking about Larry.
I bet you do. She's no Dakota Fanning or whoever, or Elle Fanning. I know you like them, 6 and younger. But
yeah, well, she probably knows you. You probably got fired from teaching her or something.
But anyway, the point is, this was a listener contribution, and I encourage all our listeners, if you have a top 11 idea you'd like us to do, please send it in, because, well, we got nothing.
We're running out of steam, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
wait, really quickly, though, before you reveal our idea, can I just tell you, and you can call me a nerd all you like, but one of my top 11 ideas that I submitted, just because I happen to be watching it in the background right now, top 11 Twilight Zone episode. But you guys
and no one could do that with you because no one watches the Twilight Zone.
My favorite show of all time. Favorite show. God damn.
Well, if it means that much to you, maybe some night you could come on and do your top 11 Twilight Zone episodes. And Larry and I will.
Maybe not. Who cares?
Yeah. Right.
No,
why is Brandon so downtrodden? What is wrong with you?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
What does that even mean?
That's what I'm saying. You're off. I need
Brandon's
you
off?
to insult me. Nothing. You're just like, yeah, well,
He's been insulting you since he got
What are
here.
you talking about? Did you not listen to the 15 minutes about you hitting on younger women and listening to Hootie?
Yeah,
What are you
Mercer,
talking
all that
about?
stuff. Yeah.
I'm watching South Park.
All right, very good.
You're
all
a
right.
dick.
God damn. So the top 11 idea that young Melissa Debbie Poe wrote in with was top 11 days in history you wish you could have witnessed. Or I don't know how to describe it properly, but top 11 days in history you wish you lived or experienced. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a hard title to put on that. I tried to as well.
It's a dynamite list. And right away I was thinking, I was going to do these big historic events, world-changing events. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, I'm going to go real personal with it and make it like little personal moments that I want to see.
Well, let me ask Brandon something. Because I was asking Mike Dell this. Now, when you're coming up with this list, because I didn't do the list because I'm very lazy, but when you're coming up with the list, are you envisioning yourself as, when you're picking these days, are you picking it in the sense that you know what's coming and you want to see it, or you were just alive at that time and you're just partaking in the event itself, not knowing what is to come?
Well, I think that's an odd question. I mean, obviously, I think you have to do it knowing what happened on that date, because I don't know how else, you know what I'm saying? If I'm making a list of the top 11 dates, how could I just make myself a spectator not knowing what to expect? Of course I would have had to have known what happened. I mean...
Yeah, I guess I'm not explaining.
But here's the other tricky part about this list, and I'm just going to comment on that, is number one, my first question to Mike Dell is, could this have been a date that has not yet happened? Because, of course, my first thing I wanted to put on this list was, I want to attend my own funeral. That's my, because I figure, like, I don't have any plans next week, so that would have been my number one. Number two,
I actually had to attend Brandon's funeral on my list as well, but then we decided no.
That's exactly right. Yeah. That's exactly right. And then number two was when you start thinking about it, do you start thinking about an event, or do you start thinking about the entire day itself? Like, I'm sure there's been some days in history where a lot of crazy shit has gone down, but
that's a very good point.
You know what I mean? Because it's sort of like saying, and Mike, you're someone who does this often. You always say, well, wait a minute. If you choose to be like that person or want to be with that lady, what about this and what about that? And what, so you start thinking about all the extras that go along with it. So I didn't really do that. I just picked the event itself and just said, you know what, I want to be privy to that.
And it's not like you're an active participant. You're just
That's exactly right. Yep.
You're
just observing. Yep.
You're just there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's an interesting list, but you could do this. You could come up with so many different ones. Like I could do this again and come up with like big historic events. But I took moments that were personal to me that I wish I would have seen because they were my favorite people involved or something like that.
I think on my list I have one major historic event. I have some things that are major. Things that people know about. I guess they're all things people know about. And then there's some things that might be. I don't know. It was very tough. I'll tell you right now. I had a hard time.
I only have one major historical event on my list.
Me too.
So, all right. Well, Brandon, you go ahead and start. You're the guest. So, number 11.
Okay. Number 11, and again, they're very odd. They're very odd. Now, number 11, listen, something I've always said that I think would be great, and not anymore, but I used to talk about this with people, was, can you imagine the people that write for The Simpsons and sit around these tables and write these episodes, and how funny it must be to be one of the writers in that writing room? So number 11 on my list, February 28th, 2007. I said I'd be at the writers' table when the creators of South Park wrote the With Apologies to Jesse Jackson episode. And that's that's the episode of South Park with the Naggers on Wheel of Fortune, and where Cartman beats up a midget.
I never saw that one. Larry, do you know that?
Larry, tell me you've seen it.
Yeah. I've seen the Jesse Jackson. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I think that's maybe it's one of my top three, if not my favorite South Park episode. And I was just thinking, to be in that writer's room and to watch how funny that must be, to sit around and listen to the ideas as they come up with that, I thought would be fantastic. So,
are you a big South Park fan? I take it then.
I am a big South Park fan. I think it's very funny. I think it's not only very funny. I think it's arguably the smartest show on television.
So we should do top 11 South Parks then.
We could do that. That's right. But but now I've sort of spoiled my list. So goddamn it! Why do you think of these things beforehand, Larry?
Why'd you spoil your list? Oh, by giving away that
one. I just told you. It's arguably my favorite episode.
All right. Yeah, but that's nice. I like how you worked in TV, because I was thinking, well, I love TV. Classic TV is a big part of who I am, or movies or something. But I'm like, well, how can you make that a date? I guess the filming of an episode or something. But
I thought about that too. See, listen, let me just comment on that. I thought about, like, I'm a big movie guy, and I thought about that. But when you start to pick them, like, I wish I'd been there to see so and so film this scene. The magic of it's kind of gone, because it's no longer,
good point.
Cut, take, no, he doesn't really hit him. He pulls his, you know what I mean? I started thinking about that. I'm like, maybe that's not so good. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just avoided it altogether. I didn't do any of that stuff. So we'll see.
All right,
well,
my number 11.
My number 11, July 3rd, 1947. Anybody know that date?
What is it?
July 3rd, 1947.
Well, it's post end of the Second World War. I don't know.
Yeah. Roswell, New Mexico. crash of the Space Monkeys. I want to know what landed in Roswell. I want to be there. I want to see it.
Very good.
In the photograph of the Space Monkey, if the weather balloon, I want to know.
What really happened there, Mike Dell?
Yeah, I don't know. The government's changed their story 3 different times. So
that's what I was thinking, too. I was thinking your whole list might be conspiracy theory.
No, see, I try to avoid that as well because, I don't know, because I can't be an active participant, you know. But
you could still know the truth. And that's
well, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But in this case, you would know what happened if you're sitting in the desert. Hey, look, something just fell.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Mike, I have one conspiracy on my list.
Ooh, nice.
I do.
All right, number 10, Brandon.
Number 10, one of the, arguably, one of the most important dates in history, even though not recognized nearly enough. That'd be May 8th, 1975. When a young, not even a young, that's when Cousin Brandon was born.
I was going to say, don't say it.
That's a Holy Spirit Hospital in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. I'd like to be witness to my own birth.
Really? You want to see yourself coming out of your mom's hoo-ha, really?
That's exactly right. That's exactly. Look, it wouldn't be the first time. But look.
Wow.
Who would want to be there? Like, why not?
I want
be there.
I
see yourself born? Please.
Well, I guess you could take
you already
it
said
the other way.
I can't see my own death. I'd like to at least see this.
Yeah, you could at least maybe stand elsewhere in the room and just see how your family reacts to you being born, the joy in your parents' faces, that kind of thing.
Like, that's the weird thing, by the way, about that. I started thinking too. So I put something my own birth on my list, but it's number 10. Like, that's a weird thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to put that, shouldn't it probably be number 1? I don't know.
I think Larry had Larry had a little funny joke there, but I don't think anyone heard it. Larry, go ahead.
What was your joke, Larry? Please.
You said that one of you said something about you get to see how your family reacts, and I yelled, "It's a girl." I'm sorry.
That's uncalled for.
I'm going to say it's a Jew. I'm like, either way. Fine.
That's uncalled for. All right, now April 5th, 1982 is number 10 on my list. April 5th, 1982. Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee, Larry. Any ideas?
I Am the King.
Andy Kaufman versus Jerry Lawler. I want to be there.
Wow. That's a good one.
When Lawler puts him in the old powder driver and hurts his neck and they have to cart him out. Yeah, that'd have been great.
Very good.
Yeah.
Can I say, by the way, Mike Down, this goes without saying, but I like that we were of the same mind that we actually went for the date. We didn't just say, I want to be
at the exact date.
Good for you.
Although I have two that don't have exact dates, but they're more like
okay, then fuck off. This interview is over.
Yeah. But, seeing Kaufman and Lawler in person, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Huh. The women scrubbing the potatoes and washing the carrots.
God, man, woman, dog.
It's like it's the best wrestling interview ever.
Yeah. So all right.
By the way, have you read that Kaufman book? What is it? Welcome to the Funhouse, I think.
I have it right on my shelf right now. I'm looking at it somewhere.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's interesting. Honestly.
Yeah. Welcome to the Funhouse, I believe, is what it's called.
Yeah.
Or Lost in the Funhouse, or I don't know.
Something like that.
I can't actually.
Andy Kaufman in a straitjacket, I believe.
Yeah.
Either way.
All right. Number 9.
Number 9 on my list. This is going to be a sort of recurring theme, so there's your hint there. September 9th, 1968. Abbey Road Studios in London, England. So, and here's the story on this one. After 18 takes of the song Helter Skelter on the White Album, Ringo Starr throws his drumsticks across the room and says, "I got blisters on my fingers," which ends up on the actual recording of the White Album. Sick to death of recording the goddamn song of my favorite Beatles record. The White Album.
That's a good one.
I'd be in studio watching the band fall apart, go to pieces.
Yeah, it's a good one. Larry, you gotta like that one, right?
Why? Why would you like that?
Because I think it's great. I think, just the sense of, listening to my favorite album and then, getting to see, the total disarray, watching them fall apart.
Yeah.
It's such a, it's such a famous story. on the record, called the Beatles. That couldn't be more inappropriate because it was the dissolution of the band. I mean, it was them falling apart, going to pieces.
Me, I'd like to hang out with the Beatles' Hard Day's Night era, where they're getting all
You
the
wouldn't
trim.
be hanging out with them, though. You're observing. We're not hanging out. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, you're not an active participant.
Well, even still, I want to be in a Hard Day. I want to see Ringo banging out some ladies then.
Very good.
Why not?
All right, April 14th, 1992 is number 9 on my list. April 14th.
Wait a minute. I'm going to say that might be. Well, I mean, now granted, there's got to be more than one of these, but that could be Nirvana related.
No, this one isn't, but it's Joe Sakic related, hockey related. One of
I know this one.
Hockey games. No, you don't, Larry, but go ahead and guess.
Yes, this is when he shoved his hand into that snowblower.
No, it's not. That happened much later. This is April 14th, 1992. Joe Sakic scores 4 goals and an assist in a 7-3 win over the Buffalo Sabres at Le Colisée in Quebec. I would have loved to just attend a game in the Colisée to see the Nordiques. And this was back when they had Sundin, Nolan, Valeri Kamensky, some of my favorite players of all time. The baby, the white and the old uniforms, the baby blue kick plate along the Colisee's base. Just great. Bada-booms in attendance. Sakic, his only 4-goal game of his career. It would have been awesome.
4 goals and an assist. Holy hell. What is that, 9 points, huh?
Oh, no, that's just 5 points in hockey.
No, it's 9 points.
Yeah, it's just 5. But, yeah.
I think it's 9. I think it's 9.
Well, I'll check.
It's 9, Mike, though.
I'm pretty sure it's 5. But, yeah, Joe Sakic, 4-goal game against Buffalo. Clint Malarchuk was in net.
Oh, good one. Is this pre or after Slash?
This was after. Yeah. But good times. Colisée in Quebec. I never saw a game there. It would have been great to see.
Hey, by the way, I've now got the Sports Center on, by the way. Can we shut the fuck up about Jeremy Lin?
I hear you. God damn.
Please.
He's like the new.
I mean, you know what? Hey, it's a nice story. You know what else? He's a fucking basketball player. He's doing his job. So how about?
Yeah, and you know what would make it a nicer story? He didn't go to Harvard.
You play fucking professional sports. Yeah. You're supposed to be able to do this kind of shit. Shut up. Enough.
And he also went to Harvard, so that hurts it. Yeah.
Why does it hurt it?
Hey, Mike Dell. You know who else went to Harvard?
Natalie Portman.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
But it hurts it, Larry, because so what if he's not in the NBA? He'd be rich doing something else. He's in Harvard.
So I know. Poor fella finally came off the streets and made it.
Yeah. He struggled his whole life from Harvard to the NBA. It's not like he's like if he doesn't do this, he's got to start washing cars. No, he'll be all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Enough. Just enough.
All right, number 8, Brandon.
I'm sick of it. Number 8. Okay, I'm going to stay with build on your sports theme. October 3rd, 1951. Do you know that date? What's going on in sports in October? 1951.
The shot heard around the world.
Larry, you are a goddamn genius. That's exactly right.
Wow.
That is well done, sir. The Polo Grounds of Manhattan, Bobby Thompson. It's the shot
why
heard
would you
around
care
the
to
world.
see that? Like, why is that?
Win the NO pennant.
Ralph Branco.
Ralph Branco, yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly
that hold
right.
some personal significance to you? Like, you just really like that
Well,
guy?
it does for 2 reasons. Number one, I just think that's got to be one of the great. I mean, look, who cares about, like, we always see this old footage, and it's like, so what? But for some reason, though, that always struck me as like, God damn, that just looked like that would have been incredible to have been at number 1. Number 2, one of my favorite books of all time, Underworld by Don DeLillo. It's historical fiction. Opens at that very game. Like the character in the book is at the Polo Grounds. This kid who's outside, and it's a fantastic book. So
of course,
that's always had a special place for me. But
they were tipping the pitches and whatnot. You know that, right? Stealing signs.
Oh yeah, I know. There's all kinds of controversy about things.
Yeah.
But so big. But I urge you, by the way, more importantly, go read Underworld. It's like a 700-page book. It's fantastic. So good.
I could bang that out in a weekend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, number 8 on my list, April 17th, 1991. Now, Brandon.
Oh, that sounds like the release of Nevermind.
No.
I was going to say, again, probably Nirvana.
Yeah, OK Hotel, Seattle, Washington. Nirvana performed Smells Like Teen Spirit for the first time live.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, and if you have this concert, the lyrics were much different. Like, he didn't even have the lyrics finalized or anything.
Is that right?
The first time they ever played it. They're just testing it out, seeing how it goes. And couple months, fast forward a few months later, changes everything in music. It's great times. So.
Now wait, where did you say that was?
The OK Hotel, Seattle, Washington, April 17th, 1991.
Did you see as well? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Larry. Sorry.
He just needs to
Larry
calm
just hates
down.
Nirvana, and he's like, "Oh, Nirvana didn't revolutionize music." No, yeah, they did, Larry. Just look it up in a book sometime. Just
calm down. It's not
like
like
a book.
There was 10 bands. They just happened to be the one band.
Exactly. They happen to be the one band. Thank you. Case closed. I rest my case. All right, thanks.
Yeah, I hate to say you just kind of made his point for him, but here's the thing. No, I think what Larry is trying to say is they were the one band that sort of maybe got recognized. Look, you got to remember too. Now, when Nirvana broke it big, wasn't The Bodyguard like the #1 record on the charts? I mean, that's what our country was listening to.
Michael
that
Jackson.
kind of shit. Is that right? So either way, we didn't know what we were musically at that point. We didn't have much direction. Then all of a sudden, here they come. But look, and I even said this today. I made this point on the message board. What did Kurt Cobain say about Smells Like Teen Spirit? He said, I was just trying to rip off the Pixies.
Yeah, that's right. He's trying to write a
my beloved Pixies, my band that I love to death.
Again, go listen to the Pixies and listen to Nirvana, and you tell me what happened. I think it's pretty clear why one band broke through and one didn't.
What are you trying to say?
One band had raw power and charisma, and one didn't.
How dare you? How dare you? Look,
what did the Pixies sing? Anything?
Listen. I give you all the support in the world for your love of Nirvana. How dare you disparage the Pixies?
Hey, I don't disparage the Pixies, but come on, listen to the both side by side. One has,
oh, please,
something, and one is,
look, when your star burns out faster, and your front man,
listen,
shot, allegedly.
Listen, the Pixies were great, influential rock band. Kurt Cobain admits it. They inspired Nirvana. But Nirvana, it's like saying, is Gretzky good? Yeah, Gretzky's fine. Lemieux's better. That's all. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem.
I'm sick.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Yeah. You take your Black Francis, I'll take Kurt Cobain, and I'll be happy. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you what. You asked me who's the more important band. I can't even answer that. I was going to say Nirvana, and I don't even know if that's true. Who's the better band?
The Pixies were very influential to the whole generation that came up after them. So, yeah, they were a very important band. But I would say Nirvana influenced more just because they had a wider reach. More people heard of them.
I don't know. You're right. You had a wider reach. You're exactly right. But I still say, who do I think the better band is? I think the Pixies were the better band.
Well, that's fine. You can think that. Yeah. It's perfect.
You know what? You're dead to me. This list is done. We're done. Okay, yeah, I guess we should move on here. I'm
Number 7.
Number 7 on my list. This is another weird one. Also in the entertainment. Okay, listen, I think I've made it known before. This is another show I think we could do it, not a top 11, but maybe do a trivia quiz type thing about the show Three's Company. So May 4th, 1982, I said I'd be at the CBS Studios in Los Angeles, California, for the taping of the Three's Company episode Up in the Air.
Wow.
That's because I think it's probably, if not my favorite episode of Three's Company, maybe the greatest episode, the biggest showcase for John Ritter on that show. For him
I
to
don't
do his
remember this
comedy.
by name, so tell me the
I love Three's Company, and I love John Ritter. I think that guy was fantastic. I love John Ritter. And this is the episode, I forget exactly why, but I think Janet maybe invites him to some party where he has to get on a plane, but he doesn't want to, he's terrified. He's terrified to go fly. He doesn't want to go do it. So he takes some pills in order to, calm his nerves, and he gets to the party, and he is looped. He's wasted. He's just there, and he's acting the fool, he's dancing all that. He was phenomenal in this episode. Dancing all of it. It's just hilarious. It's great, great stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't ring any bells. But,
I'm telling you, if you can find this episode, go watch it. It's dynamite. So I think to be in the studio audience, to watch and to see that, I think would have been great. Again, I love the show. I love John Ritter.
Wow, Larry, how about that? Would you have a Three's Company episode on your list?
No.
Yeah.
Again, we said, look, it's about being personal to you. And I started realizing that right away. I'm like, you know what had an impact on me in Three's Company?
Yeah, see, I feel bad that I didn't put a TV show on my list then, because I should have done something like that, because I love the TV. But, Brandon, best roommate. Who's the best roommate?
Damn, that's tough. It's not Jenny Lee Harrison. You're saying, wait, are you saying besides Jack?
Well, the hottest roommate. You know?
Oh, well, that's a difference. Well, it's got to be Chrissy. I mean, I think that goes without saying.
No.
What, Janet?
I like Janet.
Season
1, I
about?
like Janet a lot. Yeah.
That's because you like men. Listen, it's Chrissy.
Before she got her
You
hair
see
perm.
her? Like, she was hideous.
No,
Janet
before she got the hair
looked
perm.
like a dude for a while.
No.
Hey, the correct answer, of course, is Terry.
It is not Priscilla Barnes, so do not say Terry.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It is Priscilla Barnes. I don't know why you would
You're
say
wrong.
that.
Listen, go watch those early episodes, and you will change your tune.
Yeah, season 1, Chrissy's great. I agree. But then, like, season 2 and 3, when she's so ditzy and the platinum hair, like, super platinum and everything, and ugh.
But you asked me two different things. You said, who's the best roommate, then you said, who's the hottest one.
Well, when I
Those are
said
two
best,
different
I meant
questions.
hottest. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out, you know?
Yeah, right, but if she's the roommate and she's a ditz, isn't that better? Who do you think Jack's going to do better with? The
He didn't do
nurse
good
or
with
the
either of them, so what
moron?
does it matter? You know, he never got with either of them.
Well, that's because he was gay.
Yeah, right.
Did you ever watch
number
the
7
show?
on my list. I wanted to have one of my comedic icons on here. I thought about Bill Hicks. I was going to put Bill Hicks concert on here, or George Carlin. And then, again, I went back to the man, the same guy. April 26th, 1979, Andy Kaufman plays Carnegie Hall.
Huh, that's a good one. I didn't even
Yeah,
think to put
cookies for
comedy on my
everybody?
list.
That's right, Larry,
Dang,
because the deciding point in this is because after the show, Andy Kaufman takes the whole audience for milk and cookies. They go out in the Staten Ferry, and it's not just
right.
a concert. He stayed with people for, like, the whole night. And actually, people were so sick of being around Andy Kaufman that they were, like, running away from him by the end of the night. But it lasted, like, 12, 14 hours. You know, it wasn't
Hey, by
just
the
a
way,
concert.
you couldn't have had milk and cookies. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I would have passed.
Okay,
I would have politely
okay.
declined. But
Would you have asked for like wheat-free, gluten-free?
No, that's not what I mean. You're an observer. Again, that's
I see what he's saying. Okay.
No,
Yeah, but I would
milk
have
and cookies
observed the whole
yeah.
evening. You know, it would have been great.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
No, that's a really. I hadn't even thought about stand-up comedy. That's really good. Dang. Good
Yeah,
for
like
you.
I said, I just wanted one guy, and I wanted to mix it up because I already had Kaufman on there once, but Kaufman's one of my heroes, and Carnegie Hall is a big deal. And again, if you watch the movie Man on the Moon, they totally screw up his life, and they make him playing Carnegie Hall like he found out he had cancer, and he played Carnegie Hall, this big touchworm. No, he played Carnegie Hall 4 years before he got cancer. All right, it wasn't like it wasn't a movie. So, but yeah, so
Yeah, that movie.
Kaufman-
Anyway.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, number 6.
Number 6, before I tell you the date, if I just tell you the place, I wonder if you'll know it. If I say Zaire.
Rumble in the Jungle. Yeah.
That's exactly right. October 30th, 1974. Could have gone to watch the Rumble in the Jungle with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. What a great
Pretty good.
fight. Maybe the greatest fight ever. Amazing. Get to see all the country folk losing their mind over that.
Ali,
What an amazing
Bombayé.
fight. That's
Ali,
exactly
Bombayé.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And I'm not a boxing guy, and all the same, oh my God. Can you imagine being at that fight? Incredible.
Larry,
Amazing.
what do you think?
No interest.
Huh.
Oh, please, are you kidding me?
I could care less.
Ali was the challenger at that time, beats the champion, George Foreman, what, in the 8th round, I think, knocks him out or something like that.
He's around there, yeah.
How is that not? Jeez. Are you dead inside?
Yes, that is.
I'm going to light a candle and play some Hootie before you warm you back up.
Well, Larry, we'll take one more of mine, Larry, and then maybe you can think of maybe some things that you would have liked to have witnessed.
He's got nothing. He doesn't want to witness anything because he's a goddamn dead stone fuck.
With a little love.
Yeah, Hootie's first performance. Number 6. Hopefully everyone can recognize this date, November 22nd, 1963. Dealey Plaza,
Kennedy.
Dallas, Texas. Kennedy assassination. Now, I wasn't going to put this on my list because I thought, it's kind of sad seeing Kennedy get assassinated. Why do I want to be there to see it? But Larry's like, no, you got to put that on your list. So, yeah, you're right. Because I'd be sitting on the grass, with like with a hammer or something, and I take out the dude, But no, I can't be an active participant. I just have to observe.
Like Dell?
Yeah.
Like Dell? Maybe that's on my list.
Ooh, all right. Well, we'll
listen.
save it then, yeah.
Hold on. Before we say this has nothing to do with anything, but the way when I was talking to Dell about this is what I use as an example. And the way I was trying to explain it earlier was, okay, you're going to be part of the experience. Now, you could go in like you're standing in front of a genie. Okay, the genie says, where do you want to go in history? I want to see what happens with JFK. Boom, you and the genie are standing in the background and you watch it, and bam, it all happens. Or Genie can just transport you to that time. So from all you know is you're just a guy living in the 60s and you just happen to be there. And when he gets shot, you're like, holy fuck, they just shot the president. And you could experience it that way as well, which would put a whole different perspective on it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it the first way with the genie saying, hey.
But again, like what you're talking about makes no sense because we already have the awareness of that happening. Like,
No.
Can't.
No, but he's saying if you had the ability to be there at that time and not know what was going to happen, you just happen to be a dude walking down the street at Dealey Plaza, and you're like, oh, you wouldn't have the scope of the magnitude of what just happened. You'd be living it in the moment.
Yeah, you would experience it as it happened.
Yeah. See?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I get your point, I guess, but no, I don't know.
All right.
I guess it's hard for me to get my head around that because, again, I know all these things happen, so I'm like, look.
Yeah, but Larry's saying
you
know it's going to happen, that's why you're there, but then the genie says, hey, magically, I'm wiping your memory, so you don't know, and you're just experiencing
You're pulling some Men in Black type of shit. I don't like that movie.
Well, Melissa Popo came up with this idea. I just wanted to know how you were interpreting it. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, no, there is. Your answer. That's wrong.
Yeah. Number 5, Brandon.
Number 5, December 23rd, 1972. Any ideas on that one?
No, this isn't the birth of Mitch the Masturbator or anything, is it?
Nah, who cares about that?
All right.
Please.
No,
and he was born in 71. Well, you guys might know because it took place in a town called Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, it's got to be the Immaculate Reception, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
The Immaculate Reception in Pittsburgh, PA. Get to watch the Steelers beat the Raiders. And then, by the way, I mean, granted, of course, people know this, and people in Pittsburgh in particular know this, but it's kind of bittersweet. I mean, they then go on to lose, right, to the Dolphins.
Yes.
So it's like, as great as that catch is, it's the greatest one. Well, let's not forget, they don't win a championship. I mean, they win that
it's
game.
A great moment, and
no,
it's part of the growth of it.
I'm just saying, though, I feel like that gets glossed over, is that, it's like that should be pointed out. Oh, by the way, they win the game.
I think some of the best, I was thinking of that today, too, when putting this list together, because I was thinking about when I was picking the Nordique game I'd want to see. Well, there's a couple, like Joe had a hat trick against the Rangers in the playoffs one year as a Nordique, and I was like, oh, well, maybe I'd watch that game. And then it's like, they ended up losing the series, so do I really want to, I don't know, but it's still a great playoff moment,
And that's the thing, because I want to say, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people would still probably rank the Immaculate Reception as probably the greatest play in football history. Maybe. I mean, there's got to be people that would. Yeah.
Not John Madden. He won it.
No. Oh. John Madden's, he's dead, right?
No.
No, I think he's dead.
No?
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Right.
You should look that up. I'm pretty. You know what? I'm going to put that on my list. The day John Madden died. In fact, I need to change my list.
Yeah. Number 5 on my list. Now, here's one of the two.
Wait, hold on. I was just going to say, not that it says, I just happen to be, I'm perusing the internet while you guys are babbling on. And
John Madden died.
No. Matt Kemp says that this year he's calling that he's going to get 50 homers and 50 stolen bases. He's calling
That's stupid. That's stupid.
That is stupid. Isn't that dumb?
Yeah.
Why do you do that? Why? Okay. I just don't understand that anymore. You're a professional athlete. You're getting paid. Shut up and just go do it.
I think it's great, though.
I think it's stupid. I mean, there's no reason to go out and pronounce.
So now all year we'll have like the Matt Kemp counter, and you'll have to figure out like how many games he has left. He hits like 20 home runs.
He's not going to do it. He's going to get hurt. Look, this is the same guy who just like turned down getting the MVP in case it was taken away from Ryan Braun. I'd say fuck that. If they take away from Braun, of course you take it. Of course you take it, because you know what? You earned it. Oh.
Yeah, I don't care, but hey, you jokers had a chance to vote for me the MVP that I deserved, and you didn't, so screw you. I don't want your MVP.
No, but you know what? But the guy earned it by cheating. You take it anyway, but it's probably going to turn out like Kemp was probably like high on goddamn Jack Daniels or some stupid shit every day anyway, so who cares? Maybe he was high on the booze.
I just like when athletes say brazen things like that. Like, yeah, I want to do it. No,
I think it's stupid.
We'll see if he does it. What if he does it?
You know what? He's not going to do it. He's going to look like an ass, and no one's going to hold his feet to the fire anyway and just say, oh.
What does it matter if he looks like an ass? Who cares?
Who cares? No one cares. Look, it's like the sports commentators that come on there and be like, oh, I'm predicting that the Steelers are going to win 17-13. Steelers is 30-17. Oh, well, no mention of it ever again.
Well, that's right. No, but they will mention this over and over and over again. It'll be great.
Well, they're better. You know who's going to mention it every day? Me. Every day.
All right. But I like when athletes say stuff like that. People always just say athletes are so boring they never say anything. And then when they do, they just ridicule them for it. Well, here's
that's
the guy.
True. I don't disagree with that point. That's very true.
Yeah. All right, number 5. Now, this isn't an exact date, but it's more like a loose era of what I'd like to be. In the early 1960s, I would have liked to have been around the Marvel Comics offices to watch Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko go to work and put together the Fantastic Four and Spider-Man and the X-Men and, the Avengers, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, all those stuff. Oh, that'd be great. Daredevil, 64, I think. Yeah.
Listen, let me make a comment about that. I think that's a great point. I love it. But here's the trouble you run into, and it's the same reason why I didn't put things like this on my list. I don't have any examples. I'm a writer myself. I love the writing. I have no examples of writing on my list because I started thinking about that. I'm like, nobody wants to like watch a writer write. So
no. That's not that I want to watch them write. I just want to see them interact. I want to see them go about their business. I want to see them produce the pages and see the whole production and what the atmosphere was like back then. If they knew what they were doing, if they knew they were making this grand stuff.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. That's a good point. And now you're making me think. I wish I had put on my list like one of the meetings. See, that's a really good point. The meetings of the minds to see if the creators of Lost actually knew what the fuck they were doing.
No, I can answer that right now. No, they didn't.
Yeah, I know your answer.
Who really did come up with Spider-Man? Because Kirby and Lee, they always fought back and forth who created
what.
Right. And you'd get to see how it happened.
No, that's good. That's good. You're right.
Larry, what about that one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know.
Well, and there you have it.
Because once again, here, like, that's something that's going to require me to go every day, and
well, you could just do it once
in one day.
But you could just pick a day, like it would be, I don't know, you figure out which day they actually create Spider-Man, and you go and look at that day or whatever,
But he'd have to leave the house so many times, like if he doesn't.
That'd be great. All right.
No.
Number 4.
Number 4, the aforementioned November 22nd, 1963, the Kennedy assassination. However, the twist on mine is that I said I'd like to be standing in the book depository next to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well,
if in fact he pulled the trigger, and if he in fact acted alone, well,
he was on the second floor.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm
stand in the Daltex building across the street on the grassy knoll, and then you can tell who pulled the trigger. But, yeah.
I'm just saying, I'd like a different vantage point.
It'd be great. Yeah, figure it all out. Now, Larry,
it might be weird to have to watch the president get assassinated, but it's okay.
Yeah, you get to watch his head. Yeah, it's not nice.
Well,
but Larry, you approve of this selection, right?
I approve in the historical sense. I mean, I don't know if I would want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal watching a guy's head just explode.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, come over. I'll show you something.
I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
I was just saying, I bought a new gun. That's all.
So you're going to shoot yourself in the head? Larry's going to watch it?
One of us has to go. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, wow, all right.
What could be
2 men enter, 1 man leaves. All right.
Well, you ever see The Deer Hunter? Let's just see how it ends up.
All right. We'll take our chances.
All right, number 4 on my list, another loose date, but 1919, New York City, Algonquin Hotel. I'd like to be there at the old Algonquin Roundtable with my girl, Dorothy Parker. And, yeah, sitting around one of those lunches with all the wisecracks and Robert Benchley and all those fellas. That'd be great.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Perhaps too many of Dr. Graham's crackers.
Not the Mr. Show reference, so I don't know what that has to do with.
I get it. That's the kind of humor that'd be going on. You know what I mean?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
You really need to read more again. You need to read more stuff. Larry has no concept of what people used to think or write or conceive of before, like, 1990, maybe. I don't know. Come on, Larry.
I think Larry is high on the dope right now.
Yeah.
He just sounds like a mess over there.
No, that's, yeah, forget it. It's a Mr. Show sketch.
Yeah, Mr. Show.
Yeah.
I do like the Mr.
Bob's
Show.
like his own marching band. He makes all the noises.
And again, it has no connection to the Algonquin Roundtable at all. None.
No, not at all. It really doesn't. It does, though, with that joke, with the, Dr. Graham.
No, because you have no concept of what they were, who these people were, Larry. They were like vicious, sarcastic, bitter, angry people. Their jokes were cutting.
I would say, by the way, I think you guys did, or we talked about the top 11 Mr. Show sketches, but by the way, I forget if we mentioned this one, but the one again with the grocery stores, the dueling grocery stores.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
That's a great one.
I love that one.
We don't have rats or whatever.
I don't think it's one of the best, but it's good. Yeah.
Oh, it's very good. And look, and I've already told you the best is the pre-tape call-in show.
Yeah, the pre-tape call-in show is very good. Yeah.
Oh, it's the best. Very good. Huh.
Yeah,
anyway.
apples.
Number 3.
We have apples.
Yeah.
Number 3 on my list. February 9th, 1961, in a little town called Liverpool, England, the Beatles performed their first ever show as the Beatles at the Cavern Club.
Now, Larry, you got to like this one, right?
Sure.
Yeah. No, where's the enthusiasm? The Beatles' first performance.
Yeah,
you want to
what
see
are you
it?
talking about? It's the Beatles playing their first show as the Beatles, not as Johnny and the Moondogs, not as the Silver Beatles, not as the Quarrymen. It's the Beatles for the first time.
All right, now listen. Hold on. Calm down. Now listen. Let's take, aside from Brandon, because he's not going to do. Okay, Mike Dell, listen. Say we're out one night. Remember when we used to go out to Wild Wings?
Sure.
And say, like, 4 guys walk in the band. Say there's a band this night.
I know.
Right away, we're going to go, these guys fucking suck.
But that's the point, Larry. That's the point. You know this is Genie scenario number 1. You know they're the Beatles. You know who they are. You're not living it in the moment. You know what this moment is in history, and you get to see how people react to it. What is the mood in the room? Does anyone even recognize what they're seeing on stage?
Yes. Okay, if you want to look at it from that perspective. Because, basically, everybody's just going to be talking and drinking and, throwing shit at Paul, and it's just going to be a mess. That's all.
Nothing pleases Larry.
Larry's bitter.
Did we lose Brandon? Brandon, are you still?
No. I'm here.
Oh, all right. I thought you fell off there.
He's probably fading, though. It's 9:58.
Oh,
Not
okay.
fading.
We'll hurry up. All right, number 3 on my list. Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon. Did you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
September 15th, 1987, Cops Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada Cup Game 3. Canada 6, Soviet Union 5. Gretzky to Lemieux with 1:26 left to win it for Canada. Yeah, that's right.
And didn't Paul or Larry Murphy figure in on that goal?
He was the decoy. He was the guy on the right wing. Gretzky could have passed to Murphy, but he said, I think I'll go to 66. Bang.
But didn't Murphy pass it? I mean, did Murphy get an assist on that? Didn't he pass it to Gretzky first?
No. Lemieux knocked it off the boards. The Gretzky pushed it ahead to Gretzky and then trailed the play.
Okay.
Murphy just filled the wing there because Howard Chuck was up ice, having won the draw, and Murphy jumped into the play. And,
what are you guys talking about?
It's hockey. Yeah, don't worry. It's hockey. But Canada Cup, 87 Canada Cup, best hockey ever played in the history of the planet, and that's Game 3. Canada was down 3-0 in the first 8 minutes of that game. People forget that. 3-0 in the first 8 minutes, and they came back to tie.
Game?
Yeah, they came back. They made it 1-1. Then it was 4-2, I think, at one point. Then they tied it at 4. Then they went ahead 5-4. Then Russia tied it, and then Canada won. So, yeah.
It is pretty amazing. Oh, good for Canada.
Every game, 3-game series, every game finished 6-5. And Canada won the last 2. So there you go.
Huh.
All right.
It's pretty
Number
good.
2, Brandon.
Number 2, Larry's going to hate this one. I'm going to tell you already. August 7th, 1974, New York City. Gentleman Philippe Petit puts a wire between the Twin Towers in New York City and walks across the Twin Towers for 45 minutes.
Man on wire.
Yeah, that's exactly
Brandon
right.
loves man on wire.
I really do. I think that is one of the greatest and most amazing things ever.
You would
Unbelievable.
love to take man on wire.
Imagine you are on the ground in New York City, standing up there, and all of a sudden you see it. That is ungoddamn believable. That this guy is out there on a wire for 45 minutes. Amazing.
That's cool.
That's goddamn amazing.
You know, it's not cool watching it on DVD.
I didn't say about watching the DVD. I said about being at August 7, 1974, and standing in New York City and watching this guy on a wire. I said it is goddamn incredible.
Is that guy dead?
No, he's alive. He's alive.
No, he's still walking like between.
He's dead only on the inside, but yeah, he's alive.
Who's not?
Well,
and once again, if you haven't seen the documentary yet, Man on Wire, go. Brandon recommends it highly.
And you absolutely should go see it. I don't give a fuck what you two say. It's amazing.
Well, I've never seen it, but Larry just disparages it every chance he
Well,
gets.
Larry can shut his filthy mouth.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's so boring. God damn.
Oh, please.
Bunch of walking.
All right, number 2 on my list, September 13th, 1987, Cops Coliseum, Hamilton, Ontario, Game 2 of the Canada Cup Series, 87 Canada Cup.
Calm down with your kids.
This would be the best hockey game ever played. And it just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Gretzky finished with 5 assists. Lemieux had 3 goals, including the winner in double overtime. Double overtime, Larry. Lemieux. Gretzky to Lemieux to win it. Yeah, greatest game ever played.
Good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
There it is. Hat trick, Lemieux.
That's pretty good. By the way, have you guys ever heard of Jeremy Lin?
No. Doesn't ring any bells.
No, that is
Number 1, Brandon. Number 1 on your list.
My number 1, again, a recurring theme. They're going to show up for the third time on this list of 11. January 30th, 1969. It's the roof of the Apple Studios building to watch the Beatles perform their last ever live performance, which was captured for Let It Be. Went up there with Billy Preston. They'd Get Back. They played Don't Let Me Down. I've Got a Feeling, What After 909, and Dig a Pony. The last time they ever performed in public, the Beatles, on the roof of the building. And by the way, when I was in London, I took a tour of the city on one of those bus tour or whatever. We drove by the building, and they're like, and right over there is where the Beatles. Man, I was, it was, teary moment for me.
It's a good one, Larry. You have to like that, right? Beatles' last performance.
Sure. Be cool. Guess.
Unbelievable. You are a fucking cocksucker. Like, seriously, you have no emotion, man. You're just dead. You're dead to the world. What do you care about? If I tell you there's a new goddamn Hootie record, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Boulder City. Unreal.
Hootie, once again, Hootie's dead to me.
Oh, please. Hootie's in your
country.
All right, number 1 on my list, August 30th, 1992. Reading Festival, England. Yeah, that's right, Nirvana, Reading 92. My favorite concert ever. Oh, what an afternoon that was, an evening. 27 tracks. They played 27 songs.
That's
How about
amazing.
that? And it's
Yeah,
when
they're all like
it
a
was,
minute and a half, so it don't matter.
It was right at the peak of when they had thought the band was like falling apart, and they wheeled Kurt out in a wheelchair, and he's wearing a hospital coat, and then he got up and just tore the place apart. He played Lounge Act, which is always a favorite, and then in the encore,
that's my favorite. That's my favorite. So
yeah, Money Will Roll Right In and D7, 2 rarities in the encore. So that's
wow,
what I look forward to.
D7, which just appeared on that was on your podcast the other day.
Yeah, so will the Money Will Roll Right In. That was also one of the best covers. So yeah, Reading 92, best Nirvana concert ever, and I wish I was there to see it.
Huh.
That's
a very good pick, and I suspect it'd be a Nirvana show as number 1, but that's great.
What did you say, Larry?
What is that song, When the Money Keeps Rolling In? Isn't that from, like, Les Mis or something?
No, The Money Will Roll Right In. It's from a punk band called Fang.
I don't know that song. Yeah, I don't know that one either.
They came out of Berkeley, California. Well, we talked about it on the podcast. You must have been sleeping.
You talked about Fang?
Yeah.
How did I miss that? I listened to the podcast. I was even going to tell you what a great job. I thought that was fantastic.
Matthew had it like number 8 or 9 on his list, or maybe even higher.
Maybe I heard it and I just didn't care for the song. I don't know. Either way, I heard all the Vaseline stuff and everything else. I thought it was great.
Larry
and you're
loved
disparaging of David Bowie, of whom, by the way, I'm never a fan either.
I just can't. It's just not my kind of thing, you know.
No.
Whatever, you know. If you like it, but yeah, I'm not a glam rock kind of
But I was pleased to hear. What was it up at number 2? Was the where'd you sleep last night? Look, I'm sorry. I mean that's look. I don't care how goddamn cliche that Unplugged is at this point or whatever. That performance of Where'd You Sleep Last Night is just dynamite, and then to hear you play a live version even better.
Yeah,
I was very happy.
You know what's great? Listening to you two guys debate music's like listening to Snooki and Jay Wild debate like safe sex.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Either one of you have like a grasp on anything.
Did you get that new Spin Doctors record? It's fantastic. They do
that pretty much tells you.
Wrong.
That pretty much tells you what you need to know. Larry, in order to reaching for a metaphor there, a comparison that he can make, he goes to Jersey Shore. It really tells you all you need to know about Larry and his taste in things. I think.
Timely, it's relevant, Mike.
Yeah.
Larry, you smell like a dead baby's corpse. You really do.
Yeah. So, Brandon, Nirvana's no fun-loving criminals, Larry. But who is?
That's
you know?
Yeah. Everything you like turns to shit.
Right.
You're like the devil, but worse. You're
top 11
just
moments
disgusting.
That we would have liked to have witnessed. But so there you go. Yeah, I enjoyed doing that list.
I want to change my. Can I put Larry's death on there?
No. Not things you're looking forward to. Things you're looking back at. It's a history.
Well, hold on. Give me 10 minutes, and then we'll change my list.
There you go. Well, Brandon, what else is happening before? Anything you want to tell the kids before you get out of here? How's things?
I don't know. I'm still over on the Twitter at Judy Bloom. You can find me there. I'm working, sort of working on the blog. I've been posting. Oh, by the way, I'll tell you something that's going on me. I'm actually doing a poetry reading, April 12th.
Where at?
In Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm doing a
Larry,
reading.
let's go, buddy.
Hell no.
April 12th. Me and you, the car, Harrisburg, we're there.
Well, how about that? I'm doing a reading. That's right. Yeah.
Why don't we wait till like April 19th or something, and then I'll do my top 11 events I wish I was at.
I'm telling you.
That was fantastic.
Do we have to buy tickets? Because put us down for 2. Larry and I are there.
You don't have to buy anything. No. But that's
where is this reading going to be taking place at? Your living room, or
it's at this independent movie theater in Harrisburg.
Nice. Come on, Larry, road trip. Me and you.
No,
but what about this Melissa Popo? Maybe I could take this girl.
Yeah, man, I'll see what I can do. I'll try and hook you kids up. But
get the girl
I want to see Brandon.
Crayon.
No, Brandon, will you be reading poetry or limericks?
No. I'm going to be doing poetry, doing real poetry.
Are you going to be rapping?
I think, and by the way, I think this will be the first reading I think I've done in about 10 years.
Any haiku on the agenda?
No haiku, but maybe I'll write some special shit just for that night. Maybe something. Look, I've been writing more in the last few months again. I've gotten back to the writing, and
Now, how did this come about? Like, how does something like this happen exactly? That you get a reading at an independent movie theater? Is it like?
I found there's this reading series in Harrisburg, and I contacted someone and I'm like, hey, can you give me some information about it? Tell me about it. And I sent over some work, and they're like, hey, would you like to be, do like a featured reading? And I'm like, well, sure.
Wow. Look at that, featured reading. So it's just going to be you, or there's going to be other people there reading?
Well, from what I understand, there's an open mic for about an hour, and then I get my own slot after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
I get like an hour to myself.
I tell you what, Brandon.
An hour?
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, buddy. I'm going to be there.
Hey, listen, if you want to do it, that would be phenomenal. But I'm not going to be offended if you don't make it. Now, Larry, on the other hand, if Larry doesn't make it, he's dead. Well, he's already dead to me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Larry won't make it, I'm telling you.
I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
Well, I'll let you know how it goes if you don't make it. I mean, again, listen, I've not done this sort of thing for nearly a decade now, but seemed time. I mean, I've been writing again recently, so let's,
I'm
the cobwebs off and do something.
will you have a human beatbox up there at any point?
Again, Larry, show up, and I will.
Yeah.
So that's,
You can
that's
be the
my
human
hope.
beatbox.
No.
Exactly.
Good.
So there's some more news on the me front.
Yeah, so we'll update everybody when the time comes, but it's April, so we'll promote it along the way. But also, Brandon, you mentioned your Twitter, @JudyBlume, and it's JEWDYBLUME. But I've noticed recently on your tweets that you're falling back maybe into the same kind of thing you got in trouble with last time.
Yeah, what's going on?
You're making fun of your fellow employees and where you work an awful lot.
I don't know. I wasn't. Just today I walked into the goddamn bathroom. There was poo in the toilet. There was little flecks of shit in the toilet. You know what you do? When you flush the toilet, you look at it again and you make sure there's no more shit in the toilet. We're in a small building. You just went in there and pooed. You don't leave, you double check.
I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but I think just non-Jewish people, they don't check. You give it a flush.
What are you talking about? Are you
What
crazy?
does that mean? Non-Jewish people don't check.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how to take that other than to say...
Hey, Mel Gibson, when did you get here?
Exactly. So what you're telling me are that Catholics, Islamic folk, basically everybody, they shit and they're just like, that's good. I'm good. I gave it a flush. Whatever happens, happens. You know what? That's up to the Jew to decide. Like, what are you talking about?
I have no idea. I really don't know.
Unbelievable.
But hey, I'm a little concerned now. What if your fellow employees read your Twitters and they get upset?
Well, and by the way, she should have thought better of that.
But
that's exactly right. Before, a lady left poo in the toilet.
Oh, that's so gross.
She did. She made number 2, flushed, and I went in there maybe a half hour later, and there's still poo.
Well,
and I'm not saying it wasn't like there was a baby's arm in there. What I'm saying is there were remnants that clearly somebody just pooped in here. I'm like, oh God, and it smelled.
So in that instance, if you're ever there, if this ever happens to you at your workplace, the first thing you need to do is go directly to Twitter.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, that's a dig. Like, you left your shit there.
You should have taken a picture of it with your phone or something.
Huh. Next time.
Yeah.
Next time. So, give me your cell number, Larry. I'll send you a Christmas card, by the way. I forgot to send you a card.
2.
All right, Brandon.
Why would you need my cell phone to send me a Christmas card?
I'm going to text you a picture. It's me and the family.
A pic message.
And maybe it's just a toilet bowl full of shit. Either way.
Oh, all right.
Well, Brandon, good luck at work. It sounds like everything's going wonderfully.
Phew. It is. No, it really is. Actually, I really like my job aside from that. Everything's good. All right.
And then,
all right, fellas, this was a long time.
you must be very tired, but I think Larry has some parting words for you, Larry.
Oh, what, Larry? Please.
Just keep in mind, I won't be there. I will not be showing up to your little poetry.
Poetry reading?
Listen, Larry, I would have it no other way. No, listen, look. If you want to come, listen, we'll have a nice corner for you. We'll have some tang. We'll put on some nice music, some Hootie. The Hootie is fun. And who knows, like in Harrisburg, I mean, Hootie might be available. He's not doing anything.
Probably waiting tables or something. It'll be great.
Exactly.
He's like number 1 on the country charts or something.
He's not really, is he?
Yeah.
Is he really doing country music?
Yes. He's really doing
you know what? The only upside of that is, congratulations, at least he's doing music. But that guy is terrible. And you're terrible for liking him.
Well, you're terrible for liking the sandwiches.
So?
All right. All right, Brandon. Well, good hearing from you, buddy, and be well. Take care.
All right, fellas. Bye.
There he goes. Cousin Brandon Damashek.
Won't be there.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to be there for this poetry reading.
You're going to drive to Harrisburg?
How far is Harrisburg? 2 hours?
You wish.
4 hours?
I mean, probably 4, I would say. 3 or 4 at least.
Huh.
I don't know. It ain't close.
Yeah.
You know, and then an hour of Brandon's poetry, and you're going to be all groggy and shit coming home? You know what I mean? That's just bad news.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'd like to go. Let's put it that way. I'd like to go.
Well, I'd like to go, too, of course.
No, you wouldn't. That's the difference. I would like to go. You wouldn't like to go.
Nah, I probably wouldn't.
Now, should we call the Ed?
I don't know.
You don't want to talk to the Ed?
I do want to talk to the Ed, but I don't know. All right, we'll call him.
He didn't call at all when Brandon was on the show?
No, he didn't.
That's a rarity for the Ed. Usually he calls constantly.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Bam, 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 and then this one, and then here. Boom.
He even called into the Nirvana Trivia podcast, but I did not put him on the air.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not putting the Ed on there for Nirvana Tribute. No.
Now, how'd that go?
With what? Not putting the Ed on?
The show, how was it? Was it successful?
It was fine. It was a good time. Yeah, Blog Talk was giving me troubles with the soundboard, as always. But
why? What was happening?
It was just there's a big lag, you know.
Ugh. Why do we pay for this crap?
I know. And it wasn't even in the playing of the music. It was just like panning down through the songs. It was driving me nuts. I don't know.
All right. Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Did you dial the right number, Larry?
Hello?
Apparently not. Sorry, mister.
Yeah. Oops.
Remember the one night on the Ed Show, we tried to do this. We just tried to dial random numbers. And it didn't work. We never got anything.
Yeah, I heard that episode.
Yeah.
Now, let's try it again.
You have reached the Sprint voicemail box.
The Ed is not around.
Yeah.
How about that?
Huh,
You don't think something terrible has happened to the Ed?
Why?
Oh, he's not there to answer his phone.
Maybe he's on super poop.
I don't know what that means.
He's always pooping. Maybe this is like a real big one. He needs total concentration in the can.
All right. Well, hopefully the Ed's all right. I'm sure he'll call in if he notices his cell phone was ringing or whatever. But what else, Larry? Because you told me, again, you reassured me that everything would be taken care of. I didn't have to worry about anything.
I never said that. Once again, well, let's talk about Backpage Press first, Mike Dell, our sponsor, our official sponsor of the LCS Hockey Radio Show. He needs people to go over to Backpage Press and buy a T-shirt. It ain't going to kill you. Just buy a shirt. He's trying to get to Montreal, Mike Dell.
Yeah, Corey Seymour, our buddy who was on last week, he got a deal. He's making T-shirts for a hockey program up in Canada. They're having a special show on St. Patrick's Day. It's a TV show. And they got him to make the shirts for him. They said, we really like your shirts. We'd like to make your shirts. But he would like to deliver the shirts in person, you know, because he'd like to meet some people and, you know, make some contacts. And it could be a big deal for Backpage Press to get some of the exposure of making these shirts for this TV show. And he'd like to be there in person, if at all possible. But, you know, it's still a basement T-shirt shop. He's not rolling in cash. Paying going up to Montreal, that ain't cheap. So we need to buy some more shirts to help him out, you know? So if you're at home and thinking, hey, I'd like to buy that, one of these days I'm going to buy myself a Backpage Press T-shirt. Now's the time. Buy yourself a Backpage Press T-shirt now. And Larry, you were kind enough to get me a Backpage Press shirt for my birthday.
I was. Yeah, I did. And you
it arrived in the mail today. Jacuzzi Pete. Yeah, I got the whole Czech Days of Thunder collection now. And it's a fine shirt. I'll take a picture of it and put it up on the message boards or something. But, Jacuzzi Pete sitting in his hot tub, texting or twittering? Yeah, Twitter thoughts, right? Or hot tub thoughts, or jacuzzi thoughts, I guess.
Yeah, jacuzzi thoughts.
Yeah. And, it's a great shirt. I wonder how many people are walking around with Jacuzzi Pete on their chest. Not many. Yeah.
No, maybe you. Maybe
I
you
wonder
Pete.
if Yeah, I don't even know if Pete has one of the shirts. I bet Dave doesn't. Yeah.
No, I'm sure Dave doesn't. But anyways, yeah, he needs, I think he's got like 2 weeks or something to get there, so, yeah, go buy a shirt. And he has a code, Mike Dell, Montreal or bust, but I don't know what you save. Yeah. I don't know what, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a discount code, so to encourage you to buy a shirt during this time to raise funds for him to go to Montreal. Montreal or bust. Type that in on the coupon code. You'll save a little money. And also, Corey and I are still working on the, remember last week on the show we were talking about making a Mario Lemieux shirt, and it started. We're working on it, and the design process has begun, and it's going to be beautiful.
No, I don't want to pull the curtain back or anything, Mike Dell, but at one point, even myself and Damashek were in on the discussions. Yeah, the four of us were putting our heads together on the T-shirt design. So. But I'd just like to say that I really didn't do too much. I just sent an email. Yeah. Yeah. And really, Dave really didn't do much either when you think about it, when you look back on it and you reflect. Hey, he suggested something, and I kind of mocked him for his suggestion. Yeah, you did. You made fun of him, and then you wonder why he doesn't bother with anybody. Yeah, I know. But like he's like, hey, you know what? Maybe I will help these guys out and tell them what I think, and then he makes a comment. And Mike Dell's like, you're an asshole and an idiot, basically. Well, I don't know. Those are my exact words. You said basically to the effect that you're a dumbass. I may have compared him to a chimp with a marker or something. Yes. We're trying to get some high quality artwork here on this shirt, not just something a chimp and a marker could do. So calm down. But yeah, go to Backpage Press, buy a shirt, and send them to Canada. Ed's upset about it, by the way. Yeah, the Ed believes that Corey's just getting us to pay for his vacation. Yeah. He called Irv's show last night, and he said something to the effect of, this kid's just trying to win a trip to Canada. That's right. Yeah, so go to Backpage Press. Yeah, support Corey and Backpage Press. And Corey and I have been talking. We've got other ideas. Cohan Luke shirt, Larry. Just putting it out there. Oh, nice. Cohan Luke. Yeah. Whole bunch of other stuff. Canada, 87 Canada Cup. Calm down. Yeah. Calm down with your Canada Cup. Oh, it was the best hockey ever. 87 Canada Cup, yeah. All right. We'll see. But, all right, so that's the Backpage Press. And, Larry, what about the TV or movies? Do you watch any TV or movies? You know what started back up again, Mike Dell, was Billy the Exterminator. I love it. Oh, yeah, you love Billy the Exterminator. Yeah, I don't know what night it's on. I think it's on Saturday, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not a real fan of Billy. I mean, he seems like a nice guy, but, yeah. And no, why? Why do you shun Billy? It's just I don't really want to see you catch a monkey or a squirrel or anything. I'm fine. I know, but it's good, wholesome entertainment. He doesn't kill anything. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy, but it's catch and release. Doesn't interest me. Yeah. All right, but I've been watching. We started watching that again, so that's entertaining. We like that, and then. I've been, in the last couple of weeks, I've been watching a lot of Penguin games, I'll be honest with you. Like the last couple of weekends. Let's talk hockey real quick before we get into the TV. But you've fallen back in love with the Penguins then? Is that what happened? Well, I don't know if I've fallen in love, but like the last couple of weekends, they've been playing at like noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I love those games, so I've been watching that, like Saturday and Sunday. Last weekend they did, and then this past weekend they played Saturday, and then I didn't watch the Sunday game because it was at like 7, and I'm tired. But I hate afternoon games. I never even know they're on. I'm just getting in, and then so then I miss the game. I like the evening game, 7:30, 7 o'clock. That's what I want to watch. No, I like 1 o'clock, noon. I like that. They've had a couple of good games recently, though. They beat the Flyers and the Rangers last night, but then they beat the Jets a couple weeks back, 8-5. It was like a game from the early 90s. It was dynamite. Now, that's the game you're excited about? The Winnipeg Jets from a week and a half, 2 weeks ago? Well, yes, it was just great. Rangers last night. Yeah, I know. That was a great game, too. But that game against the Jets was like the early 90s again. 8-5. Goals coming all over the place. And Geno Malkin's just been going nuts. And the thing about Geno, he scored another one of these goals last night. He's looking like Lemieux. He's actually scoring on breakaways. Yeah. The biggest thing for Geno, the most mystifying aspect of his game, despite his, even more so than his intensity that wavers up and down throughout the years,
But the fact he could never score on breakaways. And it made no sense because he's like 6'3", 6'4", long reach, great skill, good speed, great hands, and he can't score on breakaways, really? But now he's burying the breakaways, and it's great to see. Because I was trying to think of this, Larry. What percentage do you think of Lemieux's goals did he score on breakaways?
Ooh.
It's got to be pretty high, right?
Oh, no, I wouldn't think so.
Well,
like,
no,
what do you mean high? Like, I would probably 8%.
Yeah, but that's still real high for like a scoring goals on breakaways. Because Lemieux was automatic when he got a breakaway; it was going in the net, and he just scored so many breakaway goals. Like he would just get the puck and just go through everybody, and then bang, he's gone on a breakaway. And so to see Malkin finally score on a breakaway, it's nice.
It's so sad. Like when I think about that, like hockey will never be that good again. We'll never have Mario back. It's just so sad. All the Crosbys and the Malkins, it's just not the same.
But that's what I'm telling you. Watch the '87 Canada Cup. Oh my goodness, Lemieux and Gretzky on the ice together. Yeah. But so the Pens have been good lately. And Larry, we got to talk about the Pens because Malkin's been going crazy. They're trying to say Lundqvist might be a Hart Trophy candidate. Malkin, I think, should be your Hart Trophy candidate. He's carrying the team. Without Crosby's really elevated his game. He's taken over. Stamkos is having a fine year in Tampa. Claude Giroux, the Flyers. But I think Malkin and what he's doing without Crosby is really opening up some eyes here.
Leading the league in scoring.
Yeah, and the other thing about the Penguins, though, right now, Larry, the trade deadline's coming up on Monday, I believe.
Yeah.
And Crosby still isn't back. He's still experiencing symptoms, apparently. And he's skating, but they don't know when he's coming back. So, Larry, the Penguins, they just signed James Neal to a contract extension, which was a great signing. So he's going to get $5 million a year, but it won't kick in this year. It doesn't kick in until later. But if they put Crosby on long-term injured reserve, that means he's out for the rest of the regular season. But his money would come off the books. The rest, he's not on the cap then. So that would open up room under the cap. So they could go out and get some guys at the trade deadline. And then as a kicker, Larry, Crosby, once the regular season ends, Crosby can come back and play in the playoffs. You'd have the new acquisitions, and you'd have Kid Crosby. How say you?
No, that just seems like you're cheating the system, though.
Cheating or manipulating? I don't know.
Well, either way.
But you're playing within the rules. You know, the rules are rules.
Why don't other teams do this then?
Because it's rare that you have a guy who's injured in this situation that Crosby is.
Well, let's be honest. I don't think, Crosby's not coming back.
But that would be great, though, if they just say, because really, just calm down, kid, just relax, rest, take it easy. We'll bring in somebody. No, they're not going to bring in Rick Nash or anybody whose contract would be destructive in future years. But they could add a bunch of pieces, at least a defenseman, a winger, whatever. Say, hey, here we go. Stanley Cup run.
What do they really need? Not that much.
Yeah, they have a good team. I'd like to see another physical defenseman. Yeah.
All right. Like everybody's crying about Paul Martin. Paul Martin, you gotta get Paul Martin. Sucks. Paul Martin.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Paul Martin. The reason everyone's saying he sucks is because he's making $5 million a year, which seems like a ton of money until you go around and you look at the other defensemen in the league, and every number 3 or number 4 defenseman is making $4 or $5 million. It's just the going rate these days for a defenseman in the NHL. And Paul Martin, he's one of those guys you don't appreciate until he's gone. He does a lot of little things. He eats minutes, and he plays a relatively strong game. He doesn't score as much as people think they think he should because he has decent skill. But when he's gone, you got to find someone else to take those minutes. And playing 20 minutes a night in the NHL against other teams' best players, that's tough. To find a defenseman that can do that. So you appreciate Paul Martin while he's here because you'll miss him when he's not. Once he does move on, you'll miss him. But he probably is going to have to go because he does make $5 million, and James Neal's contract kicks in next year. So I would expect Paul Martin might get moved at the deadline, or maybe in the off season, something. But
well, I was hearing something about maybe like Pascal Dupuis or a Tyler Kennedy.
No.
But what are you going to get back for them?
Yeah, those guys aren't going anywhere because their contracts are favorable. They don't cost a lot against the cap, and for their production, they come through. You're not going to trade Pascal Dupuis. He's one of the most valuable guys in the room. He's a good guy in the room.
I like him. I'm just saying, This is the shit I'm hearing on the radio and stuff.
Well, usually people on the radio aren't that bright. No, they're not going to be trading those guys. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
What about Jordan Staal?
No, Jordan Staal, what a year he's having, huh? Jordan Stahl.
You think we could trade for Brodeur?
Why?
I don't know, just to have him around.
Because you want to get somebody older and not as good as Fleury? Is that why?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, did you watch the game last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fleury was making some sweet saves, like those, like the posing kind of glove saves.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where
he was playing up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to roll the arm like you do, but you do it anyways. Look what I got. Yeah.
Fleury is awesome. I love the Marc-Andre Fleury. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you caught this, but there was a point, I think it was in the second period, maybe halfway through or whatever, the puck gets dumped down in behind the net, behind Fleury. Fleury goes out and plays it, and somebody from the Rangers, I don't know who it was, they're coming to the net. Fleury fakes to the one side. The guy turns around, he's fooled by the little deke, and then Fleury passes to the other side of the net. Now, I swear to God, you hear Fleury go, woo! Like he was all proud of himself that he deked this dude to the other side of the net or whatever, and he made his little pass. But I don't know if you picked up on it or not, but I heard.
No,
him.
I was doing homework and stuff as well during the game, so I wasn't paying too much of close attention to it. But it sounds like something Fleury would say or do. He's very talkative on the ice.
Oh, is he? Okay, then it had to have been him. Yeah, because I thought, oh, man.
Or it could have been a teammate congratulating him on the move as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the Pens looking good. It's
they've been up and down. Though. They win a big game and then they lose. Win, lose, win. But they're beating the good teams.
Yeah, playing down to Buffalo and stuff the other day. Yeah, you don't want
to. But
do that.
a guy to keep a lookout for at the trade deadline, maybe Teemu Selanne. But the problem there is Selanne and the Ducks, they're actually making a run now at the playoffs, so I don't know if they'll want to get rid of Teemu if they have a chance to make the playoffs. But he would be the kind of guy that would be a nice fit here. Huh?
What about Chichu? Does he still play?
Chichu, he's out of the league. Chichu.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember, I don't know, maybe
he had 50 goals
years
on there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He had that monster season. He got the big contract, and he doesn't even play in the NHL anymore.
Yep, he was with Joe Thornton. He had a couple knee injuries after that, and now he's done.
Oh, he got hurt and just lost.
Yeah, his knee, but he was always he was never expected to be a huge goal scorer. He was never a great skater, but when he had that good chemistry with Joe Thornton, and once he lost a step because of the knee injury, then he couldn't keep up. No.
Teemu and Chichu.
Yeah, poor Chichu.
All right.
I mean, I believe he's out of the league unless maybe he'll get called up. I don't even know where he's playing in the minors. He was with Ottawa for a while, and then
What about your fantasy hockey?
I'm in only one league this year. Right? Or yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, one league. Yeah,
one league. The Fantasy Dynasty League.
Yeah, Fantasy Dynasty League. Leahy's in it, Matthews, Skoski, Zippy, Jim Ivino, all those fellas. I'm in second place at the moment. Second place.
Uh-huh. Now, is it a playoff, or this is just rotisserie?
No, it's head-to-head playoff, yeah.
Oh, look at you. Now, when do the playoffs start?
Should be pretty soon, I guess. I don't know. No, probably end of... Maybe second week of March. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
That's exciting. All right, so there's the update on that. So, what else in the hockey world, Mike, though?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I've just been paying attention to the Penguins. I haven't really been...
I mean, have you been... I'm like, who's out there at free agency time?
Well, I don't know about free agency time, but trade deadline, Rick Nash.
Trade deadline, trade deadline.
Yeah, Rick Nash is the big name everyone's saying, but he makes a ton of money. I don't know the exact number, but it's $7-8 million. So I don't know how many teams are going to be able to afford him. The big rumor was he's going to go to the Rangers, and then they were playing in New York last week, and the fans started chanting, "We don't want you." Because they were saying that after Columbus would want Steve Dubinsky and someone else, and you don't want to give up. I mean, Dubinsky's not having a great offensive year, but he's an important part of that team as a center. He plays a lot of important minutes, so you don't want to break up your team, especially when the Rangers are playing so well this year. Why monkey with it?
Yeah.
They say maybe the Flyers for Rick Nash. I don't know. The Kings maybe. But Rick Nash seems to be the prized possession for the trade deadline this year. I don't know. I really haven't been paying too much attention. We'll see. I didn't even know when the deadline was, but I think it's Monday, right? Is that what you told me? Monday?
I think so, yeah. I think that's what they were saying. It's Monday. So I always like that day on the sports talk radio. I just like to hear all the trades
coming out. I know our buddy Leahy, I saw he tweeted something that he doesn't expect a lot of big moves to be made this year at the deadline. But
Hey, did you see Leahy was going on some kind of other show today, like cheating on the LCS hockey radio show?
Yeah, well, someone canceled, so he had to go, I guess.
That's true. That is true. All right, what else hockey-related? Anything going on?
Why do you want to talk hockey?
I don't, but I have that written down because you wanted to talk about Crosby IR. So if you're done talking about it, let's move on.
Yeah, let's go to something. What else do you have on your big list? Because you were taking care of
Life and Times of Tim.
Yeah, Life and Times of Tim. They wrapped up the 3rd season the other night, and it was great. Loved it.
Uh-huh.
And the way it ended was Omnicorp got into a problem with like an antifreeze plant or something. They were running a huge environmental disaster, but they wanted Tim to be the face of the, like in front of the media, because he seemed like a nice, wholesome kid. So they like combed his hair and everything. They put him up there in front of the media, and he was telling them, Omnicorp is going to do everything to make this right or whatever. But then they told the lady told him to make sure that Omnicorp doesn't take responsibility for it because they don't want to open themselves up to lawsuits or anything. So then at the end he goes, oh, and by the way, we are not sorry for this at all. And the people sort of get mad. So then like the public came after Tim. So Tim had to like flee the country, and as he's Amy, his girlfriend, says, no, that's okay, you can go ahead and leave the country. So as he's leaving, he takes one step outside the Omnicorp, and he's looking back at it. He's like, wow, I don't know if I'm ever going to be back at this place again. And here the O from the Omnicorp sign gets cut loose because they got to change the name of the business. And the guy's not paying attention to doing it, and it's falling right at him. And Tim just looks up and says, oh, what the? And then, like, it looks like it's going to squash him. Like,
oh, no.
Yeah, so I don't know if Tim survives or not. Yeah, it's a nice little ending, because maybe if they come back for season 4, well, Tim just steps to the side. If not, Tim's probably dead. Yeah.
I love that show. Wonder if I'm going to have to buy those. I'm sure you can get those on DVD. If anybody's listening who likes to download stuff, if they know who I'm talking to, get that Life of Times of Tim, all the
Get HBO to go on your iPad device, and then you can watch it.
I don't have an iPad.
Oh, yeah, it's going to suck. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I want to get one, though. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Change your life.
Get that internet in the bedroom.
What's the other thing? Eastbound and Down started. Season 3, Eastbound and Down.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan, once again.
I am a big fan, and it was a good start to the season. Kenny's stuck with a baby now. He's got a baby.
Now, does he play baseball anymore?
Yeah, he's making a comeback. He's in the minor leagues now in Florida, and it looks like his career is coming back together. But he impregnated his longtime girlfriend at the end of last season. He didn't even know that he was the father. Usually he's the one who skips out on her, but then in episode 1 here, she skips out on him and leaves him with the baby.
Ooh.
The old switcheroo. Now, season 3, I guess Kenny's got a kid. Yeah.
I guess.
It's funny stuff, though.
Now, have you been watching any Saturday Night Lives?
No.
No. No, I watched it the other night. Maya Rudolph hosted.
You love Maya Rudolph for some reason. I just don't get it.
Like, she's fine and all, like, but, what is she doing that she's going to host a show? Like, really? Maya Rudolph?
Well, she's a former cast member, and she's on that show with Joe Bluth and Christina Applegate.
Oh, really? That
Up All Night. On? Yeah, it's still on, and it's terrible. But I think it's on there. So, yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess she's doing something. Yeah, but
she was a Bridesmaid last year.
Yeah, Bridesmaid. Yeah.
Another terrible. Did you see that got nominated for an Oscar for Best Screenplay?
Oh, my God. Didn't Kristen Wiig write that?
Yeah, she had a hand in it. But it's like so terrible. It's such an awful movie and screenplay, yet it gets nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, it's brutal. I hate that movie. Fucking Kristen Wiig, Mike Dell. She's everywhere. We'll never get rid of her.
I saw the Zooey Deschanel sketch with the quirky girls. Zoe being quirky.
Oh, yeah. And
pretty funny. That was funny.
Yes.
Huh.
I know. I'm sick of Saturday Night Live. I don't know why I tape it.
I haven't seen one episode all year.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake was on the other night.
Yeah, he's Justin Timberlake. He's a douche.
He's awesome. What do you mean he's a douche?
He's a dick.
He's awesome. The Barry Gibb talk show, you like that? Taking a box.
Yeah, he's a jackass, apparently.
What, like in real life? They're all jackasses.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a douche. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing else. That's it.
That's it?
That's all I got.
You were supposed to take care of it.
I did. I wrote down Eastbound and Down.
That's not really taking care of it. We still got 20 minutes on the show.
Well, we can end it early.
No, then it doesn't count towards our parole.
Well, we go out on a high note then.
What high note? We haven't had a high note all night. We need to have a high note before we can go out.
What about my Jewish theory on fecal matter?
Yeah, but that was like a half hour ago. We didn't go out. We stayed too long. We lingered. So now we need another high note.
Phew. Well, what do you got?
I don't got anything.
Exactly. You don't have anything. I don't have anything.
Because I was told you would take care of it.
I know, but you know when I say I take care of it, that just means I'm not really going to do anything. I thought that you understood the code. Yeah. Dude, I was listening to this new podcast today. It's called Film Sack.
Film Sack.
Yeah, and because I was looking for podcasts because I got to kill time at work. Work becomes tedious at times, but so I find Film Sack, and like basically they just watch a movie and review it, and it's usually it's nothing new. So I downloaded Stripes, and they did Spaceballs, so I just downloaded those two just to see, and it's kind of like just 4 or 9 guys just sitting around and just
4 or 9.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Everybody, there's so many voices. And everybody wants to be funny, but nobody's really funny. And it's a lot of that. They do this they're supposed to be film connoisseurs and stuff, but it's always oh yeah, that one dude was in it who was in that other movie. It's a lot of that kind of thing. What was his name? And they're Jack Nicholson. Oh yeah, Jack Nicholson. And then it's kind of like that. And I don't know, it's not real good, but I think it won some kind of an award. You know how they give out them potties? I don't know what
there are podcast awards.
Yes, there are podcast awards, Michael. They have funniest or educational and
that's
yada yada yada.
Why does everyone always?
We've never been nominated.
Awarded? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you get them. Yeah, why don't we start a campaign? We should just. I want to win. I want to win.
Approval of others, Larry. We're happy.
That's true. I really don't. Yeah. Why don't we change the format of this show? Why don't we talk more religion?
I'd be happy to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a very spiritual fella, so let's go.
You said you were going to do a conspiracy on Christ at one point, right?
Yeah, if you want, I can do a conspiracy on Christ, yeah. Some people think, hey, Jesus Christ never existed. It wasn't a real dude. It was just a story. Others say, no, he was a real dude, but he's not the real dude you hear about in the Bible. It's a different dude. All kind of different things about the Christ. Yeah.
Did he have a beard?
Probably, yeah.
By all accounts, you think he had a beard?
Yeah. He's probably a very short fella. But he doesn't look like he's not the white, handsome fella that you see on the cross. He'd be a darker complected, short, swarthy fella. You know.
What, fat?
No. Short, swarthy, Middle Eastern kind of dark hair, big features. Not like the Anglo-Saxon white.
Probably like a curly, bushy beard.
I don't know, curly or bushy, but, yeah. And he was probably married.
Any sort of breakdancing skills?
Yes.
See, that's important, too. I need a beard, and I need my Jesus to breakdance.
Yeah. So, yeah,
that's
we can
do
it. Christ. We talk. He wasn't born on December 25th, obviously. That was probably closer to April or something, March or April.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of other major religions have Christ-like figures who have similar histories and backgrounds, so that's why they say, oh, Jesus was just invented. Well, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But seems to be a lot of evidence for Jesus existing, but I don't know.
Now, when it all comes down to it at the end of the day, Mike Dell, you really think there's aliens behind everything, don't you?
Well, that's an interesting question. Because what would you consider alien? Would you consider us aliens?
No.
Future generations of us? Would we be aliens?
No.
Talking about beings.
Okay, let's hear it. No, I'm just talking about beings that, I don't know, kind of like the Matrix or something to that effect.
Well, I'll tell you this, a lot of people who, including, Joe Rogan, our buddy Joe Rogan, who experiment with DMT, the chemical that's excreted in the pineal gland of the brain when you're born and die, and basically is what drives consciousness. You can take it as a drug, and it's very illegal, even though your body produces it. There's laws against it, which seems kind of silly. But if you take DMT trips, a lot of people says that it opens up consciousness and reality, and a lot of people encounter aliens in their visions. They see like an alien person, and they say they're cool. Because one theory would be that we're all just simulation. Right now, Larry, you and I, we're just in a simulation, and we don't recognize it because we're part of the simulation.
Well, this is the Matrix once again.
In a sense, yeah. Because think of like The Sims. You know that video game, The Sims?
Yeah.
Well, basically, what are they at now? Sims, like, I don't know, 6 or 7, 20? I don't know. What are they at? So
a lot.
You just create your own little character, and you follow them around in a video game, and you're trying to just represent a life inside the video game. So now, think when The Sims started, which would be like, I don't know, 92 or 3 or whatever. Now it's 2012. All right, that's a small window there, maybe 20 years or so. Now think what The Sims would be in 300 years. Maybe we're looking at it. Maybe we're living it.
So basically, you're telling me somewhere, maybe in some maybe this universe, maybe an alternate universe, there's an alien sitting in front of some sort of computer or whatnot, controlling me,
controlling Larry. They said, I want to invent Larry.
Now, how much of a loser does this guy have to be to? You're creating this.
Yeah.
The little shoebox house with the menial job and the car that barely gets you to work. Hey, check out this loser I made.
Well, Larry, it's kind of like this. Another way of looking at it, fractal geometry, and the closer you look, you see, the same pattern repeats, and it just starts over again. But like if you, a lot of people think life is about spiritual evolution. You go through the stages, you become more elevated, conscious, spirit, soul, whatever, and you keep coming back until you get it right. And then when you do get it right, you achieve divinity. You basically become a god. And then after a while, what would you do if you're a god and you get bored? You want to feel what it's like to be human again. So it starts all over. And it's just a circle, it's a pattern, it's constant. And it just is,
That makes no sense.
Huh. All right.
I don't know. Like, what brings you back? Like, why do you believe in a conscience or a soul, quote unquote?
What makes you who you are? What makes you get out of bed in the morning? What makes you any different than that rock? You have a consciousness.
Well, because a rock doesn't have a heartbeat and a brain and yada, yada, yada. It doesn't mean there's nothing more than that. Once my heart and my brain stop working, I'm dead, and that's it.
That's not necessarily true either. People who have lived even after the heart has stopped, and their brain has stopped, they still come back. So then what?
What do you mean, then what? Like all these people, they're on the DMT trips with Joe Rogan.
Yeah. There's a lot of... The world's a fascinating place. But, no one can really... No, it is. I can tell you this, Larry. The world you think exists really doesn't. Well, life in reality is vastly different than what you perceive it to be.
Is it different than what you perceive it to be, or are you in on it?
No, it's vastly different than I perceive it to be. It's vastly different than we all perceive it to be.
Now, how so? Like, just tell me how. Like, what makes you say that? Like, why?
Well, if you meditate, that would be the best tip I can give to anybody. Just meditate. You'll see, if you do it long enough, and there's no right way to meditate. There's no proper way to do it. Like, I'm a really good meditator. No. That's because I kind of got obsessed with it there for a while, and I was like, I want to be better and better and better, and that's ego. You got to avoid that, We're all born enlightened. We just forget it. You have to. It's something that's recognized, not achieved. But if you just sit and quiet the mind and just be, you'll see that Larry slips away. Larry doesn't exist, Well, in this point, Jerry doesn't exist. But there is no Larry. There's nothing. It all falls away. Everything, everything in this reality only has meaning because we give it meaning. If you can quiet the mind and just sit and just be, you'll see that. You'll see that it's all meaningless, it's all nonsense, none of it fucking matters. But in a good way, not in a bad way. Because a lot of times, Larry, right away, you're thinking, yeah, that's right, nothing matters, and it sucks. No. In a good way, it doesn't matter. Because there's nothing to fear, there's anything to worry about. It's all, our buddy Bill Hicks just said, it's all just a big ride, Don't worry. The ride's fun, you go up, you down, you have fun, but it's just a ride. Don't worry. There's nothing to fear about it.
Now, do you think at any point somewhere in the history of the universe and whatnot, there was an alien and a genie, okay? Now, the alien says to the genie, hey, I want to go back and live and see what it was like 1973 till whenever. And boom, that's what's going on right now, Mike Dell.
Who knows?
I'm the alien living in said world. Maybe I'm an alien, Mike Dell. You ever think of that? Yeah, well, good chance we're all aliens, and it's just the cycle repeats itself over and over and over. Or planetary evolution. We will eventually develop to a point where we cease, we end our own existence, but it kicks over and starts over again, and then we evolve till we get to a point, falls apart, starts over, Now, how many inhabited planets do you think there are out there, Mike Dell? One?
Yeah, that's the thing. People always say, "Oh, we're the only life in the universe." That's just nonsense. That's just nonsense. There's more stars than sands on the beach, and every star could have a planet. The number's astronomical in the amount of planets, and if you just keep going, just do the math on it. There's going to be some that have the things needed to support life, human life like us, or maybe it's not like us. Maybe it's something else. But yeah, there's life out there.
Do you think we'll ever get to the point where we find anything?
Well, I think the more this is interesting where it goes into quantum physics and stuff. How does this shape our reality? How does what we perceive shape our reality? I think if you get enough people together on the Earth and say, yeah, we all agree that if we go to this point and we'll see something, I bet you'd see it. Because study outer space and what it looks like, and then go, once again, fractal geometry, look at what a neuron looks like in the brain and what it looks like when it fires. There's startling similarities in the appearance of them. So I don't know. I just think if tomorrow everyone on the planet Earth would agree that if you got like 2 light years out there, everything would be cotton candy, I would imagine in a couple of years we'd discover the universe is filled with cotton candy. Because we kind of make our reality with our brain.
How far is a light year?
It's a good bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the exact number, but
Is it like 30 feet?
I would say 30, 35, something around there.
35? Yeah. God damn.
35 feet, yeah. Not quite 3 yards, but yeah.
Nice. That's good enough. All right, so yeah, look at that. We got a little life lesson. We got all spiritual there for a minute there, Mike Dell.
I love talking this stuff. I don't get enough chance to talk about it enough. Yeah, we can do 2 hours on spirituality.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, Mike Dell. In your opinion, when you die, you, Mike Dell, are gone, what do you think is going to happen?
I'm already dead.
Well, when you die again, then? Whatever. When the lights on this planet turn out, what happens? You're going to come back again?
Turns on again.
Yeah. Now, is it instantaneous?
Does it matter?
I'm just asking, like, how do you perceive it? Like, as soon as you're gone, you start over, or is there, like, you get to hang out for a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, I would. A lot of people, again, some people say you get to hang out.
What do you think?
I think it's pretty instantaneous. I'll just have consciousness somewhere else. Maybe it'll be as Mike Dell again, over and over, or maybe I'll be something else. I'll be, I don't know, a monkey. I don't know.
What about a surfer?
I feel I've lived this exact life many times. And you think I'd get it right at some point, But, maybe that's why I keep, Jean-Paul Sartre had the same theory. He's like, you keep living the same life over and over until you get it right. So maybe one of these times I'll get it right. But Larry, have you ever had that feeling that you've done something?
Yeah.
I guess they say deja vu or whatever, but you've done it. I know I've done this stuff before. Like I'll go into a room somewhere and, like one example, Larry, when I was going to school, when I started the writing program, I got in a room. Right away, I recognized two people I never saw before in my life, but I knew them, and it turns out later that they would be my critique partners. You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that kind of thing happen? Like you just feel like this is going to...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So what is that? Is that just some instinctual thing, like picking up something on a subconscious level, or have you done it before? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Could be subconscious.
The subconscious mind rules everything. You know, that's why if you want to change your life, you have to reprogram your subconscious mind. Just saying you want to do something consciously, it's not going to change things. You got to reprogram the subconscious mind, reprogram how your brain works, the patterns it uses. And if you want to do that, just do things different. Wake up and brush your teeth left-handed one day, or take a different way to work. Just expose your brain to new experiences. And there's also all kind of other techniques you can do to actually reprogram your subconscious mind. So
do any of them involve breakdancing?
Yes.
I'm telling you, Mike Dell, I got to get that pop and lock going.
That would be pretty good. Yeah.
I'm all about hip-hop.
Now, I expect tomorrow on the Ed Show we will have more of these fascinating intellectual debates about spirituality and existence and reality.
Yeah, if the Ed's still alive.
Yeah, he's or he'll just do more Jeremy Lin jokes for an hour.
Yeah, last week I listened, his resume sounded pretty impressive.
Yeah. And he mentioned me on his resume, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, has anybody... Yeah, he tried to get you a job, too.
Yeah, that didn't work out. I still need a job. So.
Old Pugliano's, our buddy Lance, he goes there quite a bit.
So I could feed Lance his spaghetti, or what is that?
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But, hey, how was Irv? Irv's Super Internet Show. How was that this week?
It was good. Yeah, it was good. We talked, the WWE, and his nephew called in. His nephew's like a UFC machine. He knows everything. So I let those guys hash it out, and then we did, the usual stuff. And I found a new website.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Larry.
I found a new website. I brought it up on Irv's show yesterday. It's called hotchickswithdouchebags.com.
Yeah, someone posted it on the Damashek today.
Yeah, did you go on it?
Yeah, I looked at it, yeah.
It's exactly that.
Yeah, it's hot chicks with douchebags, yeah.
It's so awesome. I'm not that guy. But anyway,
they're with hot chicks.
That's true. Yeah, they are banging them out.
CM Punk, I was just going to say he challenged Chris Brown to a fight, and then I believe you also challenged Chris Brown to a fight, right?
Sort of, The dude's so lame because, he comes out and I don't even know how it started. I know Punk said something about Chris Brown. I don't know what he said. Do you know what started the whole thing?
No, I have no idea.
He said something. Punk did. So then Chris Brown comes back with something about Punk's on steroids and yada, yada, yada. So then...
And if you know who CM Punk is, he's all straight edge, and if you look at his body, you can tell, hey, he's not on steroids. He's not a big... He's just an average dude. He doesn't have, a huge body or anything.
Now, is he, I don't know. He doesn't seem like that mean or nothing.
Oh, dude, even, the nicest professional wrestler who isn't that big could still destroy you. So don't worry about it.
Me or Chris Brown?
You and Chris Brown. These dudes are just used to getting punched, and even though it's fake. No, they're in there, wrestling around the dude. It's tough, hard. They've been beaten to death just to get to that point in their career. To be working in the WWE, you could not be Sheamus. To be in the WWE, you have just been beaten senseless for years. You can take a beating, you can take a punch, you can take a hit, and you know how to choke someone out or stretch somebody. So yeah, it wouldn't be fun. Yeah.
Huh. I just hit him with a DDT as soon as the bell rings. Bam! DDT time. Doesn't even know what happens.
Yeah, I would love to see CM Punk fight Chris Brown, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, so, they've been going back and forth a little bit, so that's been interesting. But, yeah, Chris Brown, what a punk.
So then you tweeted to Chris Brown.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I said. Something about you're only famous for one reason. But, why is he running his mouth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He punches Rihanna in the face or whatever, and everybody hates the guy. And slowly
and apparently
but surely,
it wasn't just one punch. If you read the police report, it was a vicious beating he gave her, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the photos. She was fucked up. And so, slowly but surely, for whatever reason, everybody's, like, kind of starting to, like, accept him a little bit again, and boom, then he starts running his mouth. Just, what a douche.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I mean, there's 100 Chris Browns out there, you know, Usher is just like Chris Brown. He does the dancing and the...
I'll take your word for it. I don't know anything about either of them.
Yeah, I don't know. The state of music...
No, you know. You love Usher and you love Chris Brown. You have their CDs right next to Hootie in your collection.
I don't. But see, once again, you don't know who either one of them are, but yet you sit here and tell everybody what a music expert you are when you only like one band. Yeah, you can really dissect Nirvana, but when you compare them to other bands, not that good. They're just okay.
Yeah. That's right. Just okay.
Just okay. They just happen to be the one that got
right. They just happen to be the one. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been it could have been Soundgarden that got the
could have been. Could have been.
Nirvana would have been right there behind
been.
them. Big deal. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, one of my other favorite phrases that people should be beaten for saying. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it just doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank God, because I understand how, I did hear the first, 30 seconds of your show or whatever the other night. I would have loved to hear Kurt Cobain and Michael Stipe get together. That would have been fantastic music right there.
Yeah, because, again, REM's just another terrible band. They had no...
I'm not saying they're terrible, but they're poppy bullshit, and if Kurt didn't like them, you would say they were gay. There's no doubt about it. That's why you like Weird Al, because Kurt liked Weird Al.
That's right, Larry. I love Weird Al. Yeah.
I'm not saying you like Weird Al, but you're like, yeah, I respect Weird Al. But if Kurt didn't like Weird Al, you'd say Weird Al's fucking gay. Kurt.
Sorry, Larry.
What about Courtney?
Well, yeah, apparently you still want to have sex with Courtney Love, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? I like to get that Francis Bean, though. Yeah, the Bean.
Yeah, the good
All
bean.
right, Mike Bell.
Yeah.
We're out of show, I guess.
All right, Larry.
We got to thank...
Cousin Brandon.
Yeah, I guess.
CousinBrandon.wordpress.com and Vanity State on the Tumblr.
Yeah,
and at Judy Bloom on the Twitters.
At Judy Bloom.
And go to BackpagePress.com, buy a shirt, help send them to Montreal. Montreal or bust.
Yeah. Get the AT-AT shirt. I'm telling you, you're going to like it.
Yeah, Larry loves the AT-AT shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, the AT-AT shirt. You got to get that one. It's good stuff. And tomorrow night on the Ed Show, something, and then...
yeah, I really don't even know if it's going to be something. I really don't know.
Well, it'll be something.
I don't know if it'll even achieve the heights of something.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Yeah. It is what it is, Mike Dell.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. All right. Next week, anything you know of? For here.
Maybe Adam Rank. What do you think?
Adam Rank. Oh, nice. Why, have you been talking to him?
No, but I could try,
Oh, all right. What about, all right. Well, maybe Adam Rank then. Or the Dave. We can get the Dave at some point.
Yeah.
The Damashek. He's going to Indianapolis.
Why?
For the Combine.
Oh, that'll be good, yeah.
Yeah, he's going there for the Combine.
See if he still runs like a girl.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. But anyways, you said you didn't listen to the show yet, the new episode? No. Well, they bring on Dave's buddy. I don't know. I forget his name. Sudsy, maybe? Does that name sound familiar? Yeah.
No.
But anyways, this guy's a Philadelphia Flyers fan.
No, how can you be friends with a Philadelphia Flyers fan?
And he is an idiot. When you got to listen to, him and Dave, argue forever about what is it better to be a Pittsburgh Penguins fan or a Philadelphia Flyer fan. And this dude is so like, oh, the Penguins. You guys weren't even our rival until like 2 years ago.
Really?
Like, you were just another game on the schedule. We didn't even think of you that way, and that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to hear Sudsy. He's a total moron. Yeah. So yeah, the Dave Show was pretty good this week.
Sudsy.
Adam Rank, all of a sudden, like, you know, when Dave's saying Lemieux's the best, like, Adam Rank all chiming in with, oh, Gretzky.
Oh,
like,
good. All right,
Adam
then
Rank.
Rank's not coming on the show next week. Then fuck him.
He didn't even, you know what I mean? Like, I realize you're a Kings fan, but he didn't really play for you guys. You know what I mean? He did, but he was just like an afterthought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wasn't the real Gretzky.
Yeah.
Gretzky. Good Lord. All right, Mike Dell. I got nothing. We'll be back next week.
All right, Larry.
Pass the gin, Governor.
One guy loves the Disney Channel and LaBass. One guy loves Man Faces and the Good Bean. Put them together and you have the LCS Hockey Radio Show. Barely trying since 2007.
Thank you very much.